Alrighty, it's a new day. We're finally back into Honkai Star Rail. So it's version 3.3, and as usual, it's a new patch. Let's talk about some of the new features. One of the things I noticed pretty quickly when I was logging in to do stuff was we now have this multiplayer mode button on the pause menu, which means we can now access the multiplayer modes from the menu whenever we want to play them, which is kind of nice. I like Seal Slammers, and I hope they, in a later patch, make it so we can go back and play the Origami Bird one, because that one was actually pretty fun. As always, we have Gift of Odyssey, we have the Trailblaze mission. I did not know we were getting another Galactic Baseballer event, although I'm a little bit disappointed already, because I have all of these at E6, so I actually get nothing out of this. So maybe for y'all this is something good, but I kind of wish we got more out of E6ing characters. I know that if you E6 the standard units on the 50/50 Lost Pool now, you can now get like silver companion spirits, which you can trade in 2 of those for a gold companion spirit, which you can then trade in for a 5-star of your choice. That's kind of nice, or out of a selection on the shop. But I kind of wish we got more than just a ticket for getting a 4-star to E7. Anyway, that's that. I guess there's like 40 days on this. I don't know if I'll even record it. Might not be worth doing. But we might get to see Giovanni again, so maybe I'll record it. Divergent Universe has updated. We now have the other 6 boons that haven't been unlocked. That seems to be new. Also, apparently they raised the level cap to, I think, 80 from 60. So, more Divergent Universe rewards. Hyacinth is available. I'm not sure if I want to pick her up, or I might look into getting her as E1. I have enough pulls to guarantee a unit, because I lost my 50/50 on Fugue, and I'm at like 47 or 48 pity. And I have enough Jade. I did the math on it for about another 47 pulls. Which 47 plus 48 or 47 is definitely over 90, so we can guarantee any unit we want. But it's a matter of who do I want, and I actually don't remember who's going to be in Phase 2. Hyacinth would be great for my casters, but I'm not entirely sure. I already have a Lacha build, so I don't feel like I need her. But I guess that's optioned. I'm mostly focusing on supports. Speaking of new stuff, I think they made it so casters can text us now. Miss Can, if you're receiving this message, then you must have already departed the Nether Realm. I now feel that our farewell has been far too rushed. It was only after you left that I remembered I still had something to tell you. When will we meet again? I crocheted a little doll of you. Can, I didn't manage to finish stuffing it with milk cotton before I left. Also, I tried to recreate the express as a cloth pendant based on your description. I tucked it inside a photo album. When decorated with dried flowers, it looked truly like one of a kind. I had hoped that when you reach the end of the flame chase and stand witness to the birth of the new world, these items may bring you a trace of warmth. But in the end, I didn't even manage to give them to you in time. To ensure the new world's warmth, I will forever remain within this sea of flowers to watch over lost souls. And if fate allows us to meet again, remember our promise. When will we meet again? Failed to send. These are trained is currently out of service area. Well, I guess we now have texts from Casterus. People were complaining that we didn't get texts from people because, you know, we deleted them from existence, similar to what happened to Ting Yun way back when. If you pull a Ting Yun after you complete the Lafu storyline, it's a pretty similar case. The problem is we seem to be doing that with all the new characters, which doesn't really bode well for any of the new characters we're meeting so far in Amphorius. I actually never watched the trailer for this version update, so I actually don't have any story spoilers going in, so I'm going to be completely blind for once. All I know is Hyacinth is probably going to be here. We're probably going to do something with Aquila, because that makes the most sense, because they're like the only other Titan we haven't really done anything with yet. Because we already know where Kefeli is, or Kefeli. Zagreus has already been turned into a demigod with Cypher. And I guess then, yeah, there's not really much left to do. We're getting really close to Genesis. I don't think we'll get to it in this patch, but we definitely will be dealing with it probably by the next patch. I kind of expect this entire patch to end on a super cliffhanger. Anyway, we're probably only going to do 3 hours. It's 9:30 right now, and we'll wrap this up at around 12:30. That's the goal. Beyond that, let's get into it. So I was scrolling through Reddit, and somebody said that if I navigate to this, and navigate back to this... Ah, good. So this is how you re-enable the story recap. If you navigate off of the main quest and then navigate back, it'll give you the option to do the story quest again. So let's view this story recap.
Following the advice of the Chrysos heirs, I embarked on the trial of time, only to learn that I had been dead since the moment I stepped onto Amphorius. To reclaim the future that had been stolen from me.
So apparently,
we pushed onward
the Trailblazer, just their 3.3 voice lines have been dubbed over. So this is going to be like really awkward as we adjust to now having effectively 2 different VAs for the same character. They're probably going to go back and redub all of 1.0 to 3.0, or sorry, 1.0 to 3.2, but that's going to take like months. So I don't know if they actually like let go and terminated the contract with like Rachel Chow and Caleb Yen. So I don't know what the whole status is of them. I haven't heard from them. So it's starting to look bad for whether they'll come back or not. And I would just like to get this out of the way here. Don't harass the new VAs. And also don't harass SAG-AFTRA either. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If an employee is refusing work from their employer, that means the employer is not giving them something that the employee wants. We, as the customers, have no say in this conversation. It's an A and B conversation, and we need to see our way out of it as the customer. C is for customer, and that's an A and B conversation. Employee and employer. Whether it leaves them on bad terms or not is completely determined between how those two choose to settle it. Now, the company choosing to not settle and just recasting them is actually really scummy. So the proper way to do this would probably be, if you're going to have somebody who's disputing work and refusing work, you should be negotiating with them saying, hey, why are you refusing work? Is there anything we can do? Yes, no. And then, once all of those avenues for negotiation are terminated, then you can start looking recasting. That being said, they should do it through a public casting call. But the reason they probably don't do a public casting call is because people are going to look like scabs trying to replace other people. And if they did that, the fan backlash would have been against the company rather than on the VAs. This is mostly happening because people are complaining that, oh, there's no voices, oh, there's no voices, oh, there's no voices. At which point the company says, well, instead of people complaining, we want Rachel Chow back, or we want Caleb Yen back, or so on and so forth back, people were willing to settle for anyone in the new role. Now we have someone new in the new role, and now the people are upset. You reap what you sow, people who complain. I have not really complained all that much about the voices being missing because I stand with the people that are refusing work. I am an employee myself, and if all of my coworkers decided tomorrow that we're not going to work anymore, and we're going to start refusing work, because, fun fact, my work is not unionized, which means we can't strike. So if all of us did a work refusal to try to get something out of the employer, I would stand with my fellow workers. And I wish the community did the same here, but unfortunately a large chunk of them has turned against SAG-AFTRA, they've turned against the voice actors, and they're siding with the billion-dollar corporation. All because they can't live without their fictional characters having voice acting for so long. I played Pokemon for 20 years. We still don't have voice acting in Pokemon games. Y'all are spoiled. Alright. Rant over. Let's listen to this.
Meanwhile, Anaxa, one of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany, broke free from the surveillance of the Golden Threads and actively sought refuge from the Council of Elders. After winning the Council's trust, he ascended Dawncloud with Circes, the Reason Titan, who resided within him, and sought an audience with Kephali, the World-Bearing Titan.
You're not even gonna give Lygus a shout-out?
To obtain information about the entrance to the Netherrealm, Castris had no choice but to support the Council of Elders in proposing a pause in the flame chase journey. With the aid of the demigod Cypher, she set out for the ancient city of the dead dragon, Styxia. Castoris successfully recreated
Man,
the
we're
dead
skipping a
dragon
lot of stuff that
Pollux
happened.
via alchemy, and used its power to return to the Netherrealm, where she faced Thanatos, the Death Titan. She returned both the Titan's core flame and the stolen future, restoring the cycle of life and death in Amphorius.
You know, if we die, that's not exactly our future being stolen, more like it's being lost.
Anaxa's soul met Castris in the Netherrealm, where he proved his hypothesis regarding creation. At the Citizens' Assembly, he cast a pivotal vote and used the charge of blasphemy to thwart the Council of Elders' schemes for power, allowing the flame chase journey to continue.
To be fair, this is the biggest suspension of disbelief I was unable to do during the 3.2 Trailblaze mission, which was the fact that the vote was this close, when it's like, the vote has always been in favor of the Chrysos heirs, and he could have revealed his hypothesis earlier, which would have definitely cemented more Chrysos heirs votes, or it would have been a lot more interesting, and it would have been much more believable that would have stirred enough confusion to make the vote 50-50. But we got all that build-up even right before that a bunch of people were going to vote for the Chrysos heirs, so it kind of felt like a bit of a... This was like the most poorly written plot point, in my opinion, and it's my biggest criticism of the 3.2 story. The vote should not have been that close. The fact that it was so close that it was virtually a tie and one vote was the deciding factor, and that one vote happened to be Anaxa, is plot convenience to an extreme degree. Everything else in 3.2 was great. I don't have too many other complaints about it.
After returning Circe's core flame, Anaxa's physical body completely disappeared. With this, the flame chase journey neared its conclusion, and all eyes turned skyward.
Go now. 2 hours and 40 minutes remain of today's playthrough.
Need something? If not, then I'll be leaving.
Stars cleanse the troubled thoughts. Where are we going here? This team should be good. Thanatos, Circes, core flames have been returned. Sometime after that, the 12 constellations hover above, overlooking the vortex of Genesis. Only 2 left, Aquila and Kephali. They embody the 12 Amphorian deities, fate, foundation, creations, and calamity of this world. That's 4 groups of 3 for those doing math. Now 10 among them have fallen. Their core flames return to the origin of Genesis above you. Constellations shimmer, their brilliance echoing the faint slumber of each Titan. And you have experienced 4 ascensions and 4 partings. Ooh, we get to see all of these. Let's do them in order. Strife. The Lance of Fury once became the Mad King, plunging the world into ceaseless strife, until your valor brought it to an end. And its demigod successor, the undying Midamos, chose to bear the title of Kremnos alone, returning home to be crowned the last line of defense for the Holy City. Mide, may your battles know no defeat. I don't like it when people use the word no and followed by the word no in the English language. It's just I don't like it when they do that. It's like saying there, there, there. Alright. I guess time is the next one. Back then, the incarnation of time entrusted Mem to you at the Temple of the Three Fates. Back then, the lively girl with red hair fulfilled her mission and bid the first farewell. Why are we learning about Yanis in this one? We're supposed to be talking about time. Time speaks not of fairness, yet it never stops. And now this power resides in your hands. See you tomorrow, Trehan. Oh, don't make me cry. Why couldn't we put passage on there? Reason. Not long ago, the head of the Grove of Sages helped you repel the menace of the Black Tide. And still not long past that, an unruly scholar staged one grand performance, granting you a glimpse of this world's truth at the cost of his life. Were we there for that? Oh, the incarnation of reason at the edge of existence? Have you found your answer? I miss Cersei's already. She was a great character. And, if anything, Anaxa should have been a 4-star, and we should have gotten Cersei's as a 5-star. That's my hot take for the day, if you want a really good hot take. Ignore all my stuff about the strike work refusal. That's my hot take. Anaxa should have been a 4-star. Death. The prophecy once made the Hand of Shadow choose two, granting one the fate of death. Yet their bond wove a hauntingly beautiful tale that stretched across time. At the end, the incarnation of death who journeyed from the nether realm to the living world chose to remain in that sea of flowers, retrieving your future. Sea of flowers. Now I'm just got Genshin on the mind again. Sea of flowers at the end of the world. At the end of the west wind, we shall meet again, Castris. What a long journey it's been. Yep. This is the 4th patch, right? 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. We're gonna have a 5th patch after this of still that has story, but it's also gonna have, like, I guess the Fate event is in 3.42. Time and again, farewells haven't numbed you. You can't help but wonder, how many more goodbyes will the journey of trailblazing entail? You question whether you will be able to express each goodbye with a heartfelt emotion. We're gonna crack a joke at every opportunity. Your thoughts sink into the ocean. You recall how Amphorius cherishes epics, using stories to soothe their sorrows. Perhaps you should embrace this way to dispel your melancholy and regain your strength. Then let it begin. Countless words of adventure surge forth through your mind. You need only grasp just one to anchor your creation. Don't be influenced by the noise outside. Just focus on the key word in your mind. It is indeed difficult, but you should still cling tightly to your inspiration, weaving heartfelt and elegant verses. Alright, this is an impossible task. Just one glance at your phone. It won't disrupt your thoughts. Or so you tell yourself. Alright, who's texting me? Cypher. Sephara. Grey Mystery. Last time in Styxia, 0 time for treasure hunting. Absolute disaster. Now the River of Souls mostly retreated. I'm back, baby. In the water. A big shiny chest. And I can't use the miracle orb and I can't wade through. Your power of time is needed now. 70-30 split. 30 for you and 70 for me? Exactly, 30 for you and 70 for me. Oh, she countered with logic and wisdom. Details, schmeetails. Get here and we'll talk. Well, that's one way to start a mission, I guess. You must admit, even during this arduous and struggling low point, there are still those who live joyfully. Cypher's endless surging desire for wealth seems more turbulent than the waters of the Scale Gorge waterscape. Forget the past for now. It only brings sorrow, but sadness has no place in this moment. What you need is the drive to move forward. You decide to head to Styxia, where the River of Souls is no longer blocked, to meet up with Catgirl. Hopefully those glittering, clinking trinkets will, as always, lift your spirits. I forget that we have like a weird treasure obsession. We have a lot of obsessions as the Trailblazer. Treasure, trash cans, some third word that starts with TR, trinkets. Treasure, trinkets, and trash cans. And maybe a fourth thing. Like traveling. Man, the words are really just flowing out of me today, aren't they? I'm in a pretty good mood for a guy who didn't sleep last night. But then again, I got like 18 hours the day before.
Styxia's moonlight is so beautiful.
I completely forgot Mem can talk again.
And the River of Souls is so quiet. It's like everything that happened was just a dream. I wonder if Cass is doing okay on the other side.
Yeah, she won't answer my texts.
If I write a letter and put it in a drift bottle, will she be able to read it?
If I say yes, would you believe me? I miss Castros too. Now is not the time to feel down.
No, this shouldn't be so depressing.
It's not like she's gone. She's just, on a separate plane of existence.
Now's not the time to feel down. We gotta pull ourselves together. By the way, it was Miss Cypher who asked us to come here. But where has she gone?
Where there's a miracle orb, probably. What was that sound? Is there someone else here?
Yes, and this aura feels so familiar.
Familiar how? In a spooky way? Is the Flame Reaver here?
Let's go check it out together. Be very careful.
Alright, she has a core flame, so I guess she might be getting targeted by the Flame Reaver.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't have any better guesses, unless they're going to introduce like a new villain or something. I've got like no clue who they could possibly introduce. Investigate the source of the strange noise. Oh, there's a new Janus Steed thingy here.
What's that on the ground? Should we pick it up?
I didn't see anything on the ground.
Careful. It's
Ah,
a piece of black
fuck.
cloth.
I hate being right.
Now, where have I seen this before?
It's the Flame Reaver. It's the Flame Reaver. Did someone rip off a piece of my clothes?
What? How could they be here?
It's not like we defeated them.
Mimi! Look out!
Em, get ready. You want the pink puppy, don't you? It's finally time for me to bow out. Is it finally time for me to bow out?
Don't give up just like that! Let's try our best to deal with them for now, and we'll slip into the past with time's power as soon as we can.
Well, it seems to be able to talk, but we learned that from Kratoros. Maybe we could try reasoning with him.
The River of Souls is full of fish, big and delicious.
Why do you care?
What?
The flame chase journey stops. Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Meow?
Okay, I'm confused. This is not the tone I was expecting. Is this meant to be a riddle? Oh. Oh, you're giving me a prophecy. Oh, hang on. The River of Souls, full of fish, big and delicious. What? The flame chase journey stops. Meow, meow. Oh, are we foreshadowing Cypher's death? Oh, he definitely here to kill Cypher. This meant to be a riddle?
I don't understand this language at all. Am I hallucinating?
Oh, it was Cypher all along.
Sorry, I couldn't pass on the chance to give you two a good scare.
So it's you, Cypher. What a terrible person. Let's leave. This cipher must be a fake too. Run!
Ah! Don't run! I'm the real Cypher. The real one. Come on, don't be upset. I'm just giving you a kind reminder that Emphorius isn't safe at all. The whole place is full of dangers, including that swordmaster. Make sure you stay on your toes, no matter where you are.
So you're playing both good cop and bad cop. Well, I ain't grateful for the reminder. I am so strong that I don't need your reminder.
Hey, I'm just making it up to you. You'd do the same in my shoes.
I don't think I would turn into the Flame Reaver if I could. Because that's just asking to get stabbed.
So, was that a Flame Reaver disguise? Or a magic trick? It looked so real. Is that the power of the trickery demigod?
Also, is this piece of cloth we found also yours and also fake? Because if it's not fake, we should still be very concerned.
Disguise? No. It's not as simple as that. Let me think about how to explain this. For example, what did you think when you realized that piece of cloth came from the Flame Reaver's cloak?
We thought that maybe the Flame Reaver was around here somewhere?
That's right. And then you heard some footsteps. What did you think when that happened?
Flame Reaver doesn't exactly walk around, he kind of floats around.
Well, we thought it must be the Flame Reaver coming this way.
You thought that. I didn't think that.
Yep.
I thought it could have just been regular black-tide mutated creatures.
And mental suggestions to help you believe in a lie. Lies are what Zagreus is best at. If everyone believes in a lie, then it becomes reality.
What about a lie? Turns the world inside out.
Power to make lies into reality? That's got all my hair standing up.
Nice. Now I know your secret. And you're just telling us everything like that?
You think I might be lying? No need. The seamstress trusts you for a reason. Someone as honest as you couldn't trick me even if you wanted to. So, there's no harm in telling you.
Let's play a fun game of 2 truths and a lie.
Besides, we still need to team up to go treasure hunting, right? Let's wrap up here. It's time to get going. Oh, was that your teleslate?
The key to making 2 truths and a lie really hard is to have 3 very oddly specific things to say. Praise the sun! Oh! Alright. Did you rest well? I came during lucid hour, and you seemed asleep, so I didn't wake you up. The current circumstances, I can't stay idle. Feel it's time to continue the training. Let's go to the Grove, shall we?
Aren't you a popular one? But I got 2 first, so help me with the treasures, and then I'll send you 2 to the Grove.
What did I pick? What do you need so much money for anyway?
Curiosity killed the cat, you know. Do you think I'll spend it all? That's so not why I hunt for treasures.
Is it just for the thrill? Also, you're the only cat person we've met on this planet. Are there other cat people?
Don't forget, I'm a demigod too. And there's a line reserved for me in that stupid prophecy as well. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change.
Do you want to take this penny from my hand? Do you want it?
But I don't believe in that. As long as I keep collecting treasures, then I won't need to care about petty change. And as long as I don't hurt other people when I get what I want, I won't be walking with greed. Right? Isn't that simple?
It sounds to me like you do believe it, and you are trying to circumvent it.
So, as long as I keep going down this path, all those predestined prophecies and fates will never catch up to me. That was a long speech. I'm getting thirsty at this rate. The treasures of Styxia aren't gonna float up on their own. Come on, Grey Mystery. Show me what the authority of time can do.
I disagree. At any given moment, the river could flow the other way, and everything is just walkable, and it'll float to the surface. Never say never. I was told this story is like about 9 hours. Oh, Lygus.
This is the car of the Astral Express you've spoken of. My repository of memories has been enriched with another fascinating piece of information. Thank you for leading me here, Lord Donhung.
Lord Donhung. I'm surprised the council elder like yourself will be willing to journey so far to inspect the Express.
Documents hold wisdom and knowledge in high esteem. If the citizens knew of your origins, I'm sure more would be intrigued by the Trailblaze. Sadly, discussions about the world beyond the sky remain taboo.
Not for long. We're gonna punch that Sky Titan out of the sky. We're gonna humble him, bring him down to Earth.
It's been quite some time since you first arrived in Akama. Presumably, you've been looking for a way to leave ever since.
I've been actively gathering clues and testing different things. Sadly, the more I find out, the more powerless I feel.
Don't be too hard on yourself, my lord. This puzzle has stumped Amphorius' scholars for centuries. It isn't something you can solve overnight. Even someone as gifted as yourself.
I think you could solve it overnight. We just gotta beat the Sky Titan. In the Grove, I discovered extensive research on the Sky Titan. It appears that many scholars from Amphorius believe the taboo against the world beyond the sky stems from a curse cast by Aquila.
Exactly. Of the 12 Titans of Amphorius, Aquila is known for being the most capricious.
Yet they still have followers that are soothsayers.
The weather itself reflects their mood. Tranquil sunshine, mournful rain. Aquila's breath is a brisk wind, and their cries resound as thunder in a storm.
If you say so. Additionally, Aquila is one of 2 Titans whose core flames have yet to be returned.
The sky above affects every citizen. It's clear that Lady Aglaya's decision to confront Aquila at the end of the Flame Chase journey was a carefully considered strategy.
At the end? Are we gonna grab Kefali first? If returning Aquila's core flame can break the sky's curse, we won't have to exhaust ourselves searching for a way back. We can simply focus on aiding the Chrysosairs.
Anti-Catherians have no home to return to, so I understand your concern for your old friends and homeland.
Not so much that, but we have like people floating just outside the planet we're waiting to hear from.
I used anti-Catherian technology, or scanning, as you might call it, to assess this car. Assuming my judgment is correct, I might be able to conduct a thorough overhaul of its power systems.
Anti-Catherian technology, or scanning. Really, but...
Of course. That's only if you, my lord, permit me to interact with it.
I mean, there's a really sussy mission you can do with the Golden Scapegoat where he erases a bunch of data and pretends that, it happened on its own or whatever. So I don't fully trust Lygus. But we're not going to fix that train car, so I don't really see the harm. By all means, please proceed, but be careful. The Express's thrusters are extremely delicate.
You honor me with your trust. I will be very careful.
Lygus carefully scans the damaged propulsion system and then methodically begins inspecting its components. Oh, what do we got? This is unbelievable. You seem to understand its structure perfectly. Have you repaired something like this before?
Not exactly, but we Anti-Catherians are inherently sensitive to machinery. Carefully endowed our kind with a unique advantage for analyzing and learning.
Interesting.
If you give me some time, I might be able to fully restore this damaged car to its former glory. Then you and your esteemed companion could set off on your return journey sooner.
It isn't the real issue with Aquila.
Hypothetically, Lord Donhong, if I could open up a path out of Amphorius that circumvents Aquila's divine punishment, would you consider ceasing your support for the Flame Chase journey?
I'm not sure. We still have stuff that we need to do on the planet. I don't understand. Does the Council of Elders possess some secret means of counteracting divine punishment?
It's best if you don't delve too deeply into that question, my lord. All you need to know is, I can make it happen.
I believe him. He was able to stop Madame Herta from getting into the planet. But Don Hung doesn't know that. So I really don't know what Lygus' endgame is. But even so, I think Don Hung would still choose to stay on the planet because, after all, we're here to get Trailblaze fuel somehow for the... So even if we don't, we're kind of stuck here nonetheless. Maybe this is not a decision by the Council of Elders, but rather by his personal wish.
The crucial point is, if you and your companion are unwilling to halt your support for the Chrysos heirs, it could offend certain interests.
Like who? Is not an answer, Don Hung. Forgive me, Lord Lygus, but I must be frank. When visiting Dawncloud, I reviewed the records of many council elders. Among them, only your background was nearly blank. I'd like to accept your goodwill, but given such mysterious background and motives, anyone cautious would have doubts.
Your prudence impresses me, just as expected.
Oh, who's this? Oh, is this the Council of Elders Assassins, or what the group that Kindness used to be a member of? I forget what they're called. Are these people? Is this a trap? Is this why you accompanied me here?
Please don't misunderstand, Lord Donhong. As the Theoros, I have no allegiance to their plans, nor am I obliged to obstruct them. I am neutral.
Damn centrists.
Out of respect for you, I hope to offer a peaceful solution to ensure the safety of you and your companion.
I love the spine design on their outfits and their masks are super cool. 1 against 4, then. Just to confirm, if things turn ugly later, will you help?
I
Nope.
will not. As I said, I remain neutral. Are you asking this because you plan to refuse my offer and continue supporting the Chrysos heirs?
You know, Don Hung, we could probably still resolve this peacefully. Even if we leave the planet, we're still stuck, unable to leave to another one. We are unable to leave this planet until we find something on it that will allow us to leave to go to other planets. Whether that means we help the Chrysos heirs or not is irrelevant, but we have to stay on this planet. You weren't wrong about one thing, Lord Lygus. Indeed, we must try to return to our companions. But our companions now also include the flame-chasing Chrysos heirs. The Nameless cannot and will not ignore the fate of our companions.
So I see. This is what you call trailblazing.
When I asked if you'd help, I meant, would you help them? The ones who need help are them. Yeah, I don't think Don Hung's gonna need help taking out 4 random assassins. He's like an emanator of, like, the long the permanence, practically, kind of, sort of. We never called him an emanator per se, but it might be kind of implied through the dialogue with Black Swan. Whoa! Oh, we're actually getting a cutscene for this. Oh, or not. Okay, but this is a cutscene for the Flame Reaver. Alright.
You have such overwhelming power, so... Why?
Why did he come back to the Grove?
Answer me! Why do you stand in our way? Why do you want to take the core flames?
Why does the Black Tide do anything, for that matter?
Oh no! He can't hold on anymore!
Oh, I thought we were treasure hunting.
Drag him back here, friend! Are you okay?
Oh, are we conjuring a memory? Never mind. I thought he was actually here.
I can handle that kind of hit now. But a few months ago, that would have knocked me out.
Always keeping me on edge. If I had passed out, that would have been it.
Well, that's why I made sure you were well fed and rested on the road. Thanks for the help. To face Aquila and other potential threats, I must sharpen myself with the most aggressive methods.
Even so, it's impressive you thought of this training method. Battling the phantoms of the past in the River of Time? It's just like the hyperbolic time sanctum that the bards describe.
Oh my... You gotta be kidding me. Oh, Dragon Ball Z reference? Really?
It's working pretty well, wouldn't you say? But combat isn't just about strength and skill. You also need the right weapon. Compared to that guy's weapon, mine feels like I'm swinging a lump of iron. I can't tell you how many swords I've gone through since the training began.
Why not get Cartonis to help? Weight training, huh? No, I'm not doing the DBZ reference.
I've already arranged that. Of course I need him. I asked him to make a suitable divine weapon for me. It's a little embarrassing to say this, but in order to help me, he deliberately turned down all other business.
Man, what a guy.
Oh, Cartonis is part of this flame chase journey after all. Full of energy.
I love that guy. I want to go talk to him again.
Thinking about how he's been recently, maybe you're right.
If you haven't done it yet, go buy all of Cartonis' inventory. You get an achievement for doing it.
But, Phainon, I've been somewhat concerned about you.
Gonna say something over there, Stell?
Lately, you seem more and more fixated on that Swordmaster in black.
Killed... Why wouldn't he, ma'am? That Swordmaster in black killed his entire hometown.
That's quite the sudden shift in topic.
It's still adjacent, though.
I've been holding this question in for a long time. You're getting stronger, but seeds of unrest are also growing in me.
Don't worry. I'm not wielding my sword for revenge. She's been through Nikador's trial and understands. Those who can't walk out of the shadows of their past are ultimately weak. Times have changed. The responsibility I bear is both precious and fragile. I wield my sword for the future of Amphorius. I will not let hatred cloud my judgment again and neglect my duties.
That's pretty noble. You've really grown. But you can't beat him yet.
I'm far from finished. I must continue sharpening my skills until I can match their strength. Every time I say something, things get so serious. I don't want to be the person who keeps bringing the mood down.
Oh, I just realized something that I probably could have brought up when Don Hung was talking to Lygus. Yeah, I don't think we physically can leave the planet anymore. Now that one of us is holding the core flame of time, can we, like, just give it back? Can we, like, stop being the demigod of time? Are we even able to leave the planet? If we do leave the planet, will time just, like, cease to exist? I don't want to think of the ramifications of time ceasing to exist. Would the fifth dimension fold in on itself?
I'm out of energy for training today. How about we go to the library of Philia to lighten the mood?
Sure, why not? Let's go read manga.
Sure. That's what I've been looking forward to. We deserve to enjoy ourselves after all the hard work. Today, I'm definitely going to... The girl's little
What were you reading before?
secret. Don't pry.
Hey, I read shoujo manga too.
That's the charm of this place. You can find whatever you're into here. The three of us might not be into scholarly books, but we could still spend an entire day at the library of Philia.
Sounds like a plan. Scrolls turn to Blade's gaze. Where are we? Oh, we're at the top. That's a long ways away. Yeah, we're like at the roof of the grove. And the library's all the way in the basement.
Here we are. Where was that slate last time? Was it here? Or maybe over here?
There's a lot of red stuff going on over there.
Have some fun. It's free time now, so you should relax too.
Over the past few months, you've come here more than once, fishing out all the small piece of essence from the ocean of knowledge that best suits your taste. You're quite relieved that Don Hung isn't around. No one will be there to judge your reading tastes. The scroll at hand shows the line of small text, non-standard reading material. Please return it to its original place after borrowing. Do not let any Grove professor discover it. 10 exclamation marks. It seems that the scholars of the Grove, amidst their profound academic discussions, have forgotten their little hobbies. So, which reading material will you peruse? Let's get the mouse ID, so I don't want to accidentally skip through this. It's probably going to give us a bunch of dialogue options. Ooh, Forbidden Love, The Tree and the Butterfly. My professor can't possibly be this shy. One Punch God, Aquila. Oh boy, here we go. Everybody loves it. It's time for me to do some reading and burn out my throat. She wandered through the flower sea, searching for the glimpse of those fluttering butterfly wings. But without success. Sir, I've heard that every flower has its own florography. Generally speaking, that perception is correct. She heard the voice, but couldn't see the speaker, yet Circes paid it no mind. She calmly responded to her most special student while scanning her surroundings. What is your florography? I'm afraid I am not a flower, but a tree. Evidently, this answer failed to satisfy the other party. A sound mingled with the dissatisfaction and disappointment. Reached her ears, prompting her to add another remark. Well, if we're just speaking metaphorically, I suppose it would be intelligence. However, her objective was not nearly accomplished. It should be around here somewhere. Now she just needed to find some bait to draw her out. Intellectual, yet also romantic. Perhaps it's because I hibernate. You see, in my long dreams, I've made promises to countless lovers. Really? The butterfly-winged girl suddenly rose from the thicket before Circes, startling her slightly. After all, at this moment, the distance between them was virtually non-existent. Gazing directly at Menestia's face, allowing the light reflecting from her lips to pass through her eyes, a hint of crimson flashed across Circe's face, almost imperceptible to onlookers. Of course, her composure wavered only for a moment. Then Circes wrapped her arms around the girl's waist, and as if pulling up a radish from the ground, gently lifted her from the flower thicket. Of course not. Caught you now. Placing her on the ground, the giant tree's incarnation gently stroked the butterfly's wings with the edges of her leaves, confirming the other's normal state before slowly withdrawing. So now you will tell me, why have you been avoiding me? Would you two please refrain from frolicking in my Antilla garden? A cold voice unseasonably interrupted their thoughts. Indeed, for the garden's master, the incarnation of death, such a lively atmosphere was truly something akin to a natural enemy. Sorry, we'll leave at once. Thank you for listening to my troubles, Madam Thanatos. Sir, let's return to the grove. Sorry then for troubling you. The spelling errors. Honestly, you two are, alas, but Circe's, You must be aware by now, right? Bitter sensations spread in her mouth once more. Circe remained silent, merely nodding as she bid farewell to her old friend. On the way back to the grove, Menestia remained completely silent. After one unsuccessful attempt to question her, Circe struggled to find another opportunity to speak, and simply focused on the path ahead. Voices of gossip reached them, causing irritation. A genius? So what? She's just like... so terrifying. The stern figure approached rapidly. It was Blank, the source of the irritation. Menestia offered Circe a smile, then turned and walked away. Blank cast a sharp glance in the direction of the butterfly-winged girl's departure, then shifted his gaze back to Circe's. First came perfunctory reports and the spiritless small talk, then the escalation to arguments that resembled personal attacks. Do you truly understand? I do not need to. Let me be direct, Circe. To romance a student, even your own creation. Don't you find that perverse? Pow! Right in the kisser. This is the first time the embodiment of reason allowed emotions to govern her mind. The sensation left on her palm felt as if it would scorch through the heart of the tree. From a nearby, the sound came running, footsteps familiar yet somehow strange. Circe wanted to give chase immediately, but the words echoing in her ears tripped her steps. She was indeed somewhat distracted, allowing the girl's image to surface and fade into her mind repeatedly. When her resolve crystallized, the third curtain fall hour had slipped by. The personification of the giant tree approached, and the gilded chrysalis cried her beloved's name, then stilled as if she had been frozen. The traces left by the butterfly-winged girl who dwelled here are all but erased. Upon the volatile desk lay words, a maiden's first and final love letter. I love you, Circe. I've already received the graduation gift after all, so forget me. That's it? Nothing else? This love story abruptly ends at the worst moment, where the author lost the motivation to continue or some urgent situation occurred remains unknown. If it were the latter, the Flame Reaver is fully responsible. My professor can't possibly be this shy. Sorry I'm late. I used the power of a Cognos bloom to climb over the vines, rushing to the classroom and nervously pulling open the door, only to make eye contact with the person I had an appointment with. The professor, barely over 30, was leaning casually against the stone lectern, loose and relaxed. The scholar's robe gleamed bright in the dim light of the Evernight, giving off an almost divine aura. The first class? And already late. Looks like someone is eager to meet Thanatos. In other words, this was a first one-on-one lesson, and I just totally blew it from the start. Probably even Circe would have felt embarrassed looking at such a sorry scene. Luckily, I already come up with a plan. Sorry, Professor. I'll do anything to make it up to you. Anything? Well, please, I hope you'll be lenient. At these words, the professor's face broke into a charming smile. Then I want you to teach me. Wait, Professor. I want you to break down the points in this paper, word by word, and explain them to me slowly. Although there was no mirror here, I guess that my face had turned red from the sudden and direct request. But Professor, I'm still just a student intern. Isn't it a bit too early for me to do something like this? I finally worked up the courage to say it. Do you want me to waste the lesson I prepared, you fool? At least wait until after class. If that's what you prefer, then fine. But don't forget, I still haven't forgiven you. So that we studied first today. I feel like this needs to have, like, lines, like, with colons, so I know who's talking when. It's just formatted not well. Maybe it makes more sense in English, or in the original CN. Why don't we pursue this academic journal? I think they recently published a paper on the patterns of natural numbers. Sounds good. Come on, let's have a look. The research paper was immensely valuable, but couldn't even grasp the basic arguments, as I was too deeply engrossed in the professor's sharp gaze. He looked so rational when he was immersed in numbers. Nothing less than I'd expect from the professor I cherished so much. After that, we experienced an enriching lesson. We wandered through the classical literature exhibition, eagerly absorbing the newly compiled Titan Faith studies. Finally, we lingered in the dreams woven by the latest works of the Erechamism school. So much so that we completely forgot. The bell signaling the curtain fall hour rang, and we each looked at each other. Class was over. More than once I had resented time for its seemingly linear flow, yet I remained powerless to interfere with it. The professor looked at me and paused for a moment, as if making some kind of decision, and then muttered, "Take you out your paper. I'll help revise it." "Really? You mean it?" "Yes. You are a student I take great pride in. I've been considering this for some time. Professor, let me understand your thoughts, your research, your everything. No further words are needed. Two seekers of knowledge driven by instinct began their deep exploration of ideas. Is that a metaphor for kissing? At that moment, we had yet to realize that after this lesson, another name would appear in the acknowledgments of the paper. And in the end, this would be the very spark that led to the founding of our academic symposium. After finishing this mind-shaking piece, only one image remains in your mind. The Express. Welt. Phone. That's funny. For a young Stellaron host, this type of literature remains far too ahead of its time. One punch god, a killer. Brushing off the dust that had settled on him, he adjusted his attire, stood firm, facing the giant eagle in a tense standoff. Heh, so you think you're something special just because you defeated the silent Georios? Mortal, heed my advice. The God King remained silent, gazing into Akila's 1,000 eyes. Slowly he raised his right arm. 4 fingers pressed together, and with a simple motion, he lightly waved the colossal being before him. Arrogant fool, you will pay the price for your insolence. Akila's fury erupted, their towering form radiating intense heat. In an instant, their massive wings vibrated from the imperceptible speed. 1,000 razor-sharp feathers shot forth like swords, hurling straight towards the God King. As everyone knows, the feathers of the Sky Titan can pierce through iron and steel, let alone mortal flesh. Their sheer density left no room to evade. The violent storm and lethal blades closed in, and time itself seems to freeze. Aquila enhanced their reflexes, predicting the movements of the arrogant little thief before them. Noticing the God King shifting his stance, Aquila mused he had only 2 choices. He could push off the ground to evade left or right, or stand firm and brace for impact. But either way, it would be futile. The feathered blades would shift in the wind, altering their trajectory. No matter how swift his movements, they would follow him relentlessly. But who could have predicted the God King never intended... I had a brain fart, hang on. They would follow him relentlessly. But who could have predicted the God King never intended to dodge? He pushed forward instead, seizing the first incoming feather blade between 2 fingers. The 2-finger sword stop. With a swift turn, he carved a spiral through the air and hurled it back at supersonic speed. Some ninja shit. The feathered blade curved with the wind, piercing deep into the storm. Without the slightest deviation, it collided with tip to tip with another razor-sharp steel feather. Ding! The deflected feather veered to the sides upon impact, colliding with others and further altering their trajectories. Oh, it's ricocheting. It's doing an axis skill. Ding! The sharp clashing of feathers rang out in an irregular rhythm, the chain reaction unfolding until the force of the final feather was dissipated, scattering harmlessly into the air. With just a single seized feather, the God King had nullified the entire storm of blade-like wings. No one can dodge the 20-meter emerald splash. Aquila was shocked. How could a mere mortal possess such divine skill? Yet as a being of godly essence, they did not allow themselves to be shaken, seizing the moment as scattered feathers clouded their vision. They swiftly brought down their claws, sharp as steel greatswords, aiming to end the battle with a single decisive strike. Boom! The massive claw struck dead center where the God King stood, the sheer force of impact carving a deep crater into the ground. Now, something felt off. Aquila's mind raced. This sensation was strange. Had it missed? Or they focused their gaze only to witness the impossible. Their enormous razor-sharp claw, many times larger than the God King himself, was caught, held effortlessly by in a single hand, as if the God King were merely grasping a piece of cutlery. The countless white feathers drifting through the air painted an eerie contrast against the battlefield's deadly stillness. The once mighty and untouchable giant eagle found itself frozen in shock. For the first time in 1,000 years, muttering in disbelief, they said, "Impossible. Even Giorios, when fighting me, could do nothing but evade beneath my iron claws. Yet you, what in the world are you? Haven't you already figured it out? Haven't you already figured out the answer? A mere mortal, nothing more. You cocky little..." Aquila attempted to retract their claw, but under the God King's grip, it was as if frozen in place, completely immobile. Their expression darkened. Seeing this, the God King seemed to smile. He clenched the fingers of his free hand, and then he sewed an even... He clenched his fingers of his free hand, and then, at the speed of even a Titan's vision could not perceive. With full force, he swung his fist. Boom! In an instant, the divine body shattered. A tidal wave of force shook the heavens, sending tremors throughout the divine steel-forged walls, cracking them in multiple places. The sacred temple teetered on the brink of collapse. From this moment on, the celestial realm would exist no more. The people of Amphoris would no longer endure the tyranny of the heavens. And all this was made possible by the God King's mighty blows. No, by a single punch. The distant Titan gods sensed the fall of their comrade and erupted into furious howls. Was there no one who could stop him? How could his advance ever be shaken? What they did not realize was that even one as mighty as the God King was still bound by the desires of mortals. Just before the battle began, he once again adjusted his attire. Congratulations, you have reached your end, Aquila. You are strong. Strong enough to be worthy of the name Sky Titan. He ignored the crumbling stone walls behind him and strode towards the temple's exit. His steps were steady, yet the disappointment on his face was unmistakable. But your only flaw is failing to make this satisfying for me. Next episode, Battling Nicator. Next issue on hiatus. Darn. Invigorating literature. Your favorite. This article leaves you feeling empowered, as if you are the author of One Punch God Incarnate. Sky Titan Aquila, huh? That's nothing. Let's stop here.
I wonder what Phainon and Mem are reading.
Should we check in?
Let's take a closer look.
Alright, let's refresh my whistle. Oh, they gave us all the readables from that, too. In case I wanted to reread them later. But hey, we got the funny dialogue for reading all three of them. Optional, see what Phainon's looking at.
Well, I thought I felt a draft just now. Peeking isn't polite, my friend.
Just curious what you're reading. You reading something you shouldn't be?
You could have just asked. There's nothing embarrassing about it. Here, look, I'm reading this. Antiques Appraisal. How to Make a Fortune.
I think it's really cute that he has appraisal as a hobby.
You did...
I didn't know you were into this. You didn't know after all the time we'd known each other. That pains me.
Didn't know? After all this time we've known each other. That pains me. I've spent a lot of time pondering how Aglaia became such an effective leader. Beyond the intangible qualities like personality and ethics, a major reason is her family wealth.
Really?
That's the perk of growing up in a big city, isn't it? For those of us in the sticks, luck doesn't come as easily. It's 30% grind, 70% fate.
I think you mean 99% luck and 1% perspiration would be a more accurate assessment. She was wealthy because she was born into a wealthy family.
Oops, I talked too much. As a leader, you need both integrity and... integrity and skill.
Integrity and wealth. Phainon has a weird money obsession. Like another certain Paimon in Genshin Impact.
I've spent a lot of time pondering how Aglaia became such an... That's the perk of... Oops, I talked too much.
Alright, ma'am, what you reading?
Month of cultivation, curtain fall hour, a time to feast on grains, but poor time for fishing.
Are you reading an almanac?
Oh, but then again, are there even any spots left to fish in Emporius these days?
You could always fish off the, what was it, the Vortex of Genesis. It looks like there's a water curtain there. What are you looking at? Are you into fishing? Superstitions, don't buy into them. What are you looking at?
Ah, you scared me!
Can't you sense my presence?
Bursting into someone's world like that can really catch them off guard. Well, no more jokes. There's nothing here. I'll go look elsewhere.
Something's odd about Mem. What are they flipping through?
Looked like an almanac to me.
Oh, these cards are so detailed and fine. Ruler, weaver, traveler, healer.
Oh no. Oh no, is this spoilers for the Fate collab?
But the interpretation for each card is so long. Do I have to memorize them all?
Are you making Honkai Star Rail TCG? Or are you, like, looking at the cards that are inside the As I've Written book? Ruler fits me pretty well. Use them flexibly. Just don't memorize. What are we looking at?
What a coincidence! We meet again. Guess we're fated to be together, huh? But you must be busy, so I won't bother you for now. Hope your day, every day, is joyful.
So suspicious. Not like their usual self.
They planning for my birthday or something? Why so secretive?
You sure are persistent. All right. I'm totally helpless against your charm.
Alright, what are you reading?
What are you guys chatting about? Is this... the Amphorius Divination Compendium?
Why are you here too?
Because we drew so much attention, because you wouldn't show me 2 reads ago.
Sorry, seeing you two chasing each other around, I suddenly found my book not that appealing anymore. Never thought Mem would be into divination. But it's not exactly a niche hobby. So why all the secrecy?
I wanted to set up a surprise! Master it in secret and give you all a shock.
Cool. Now that Oryx is gone, are you going to start giving prophecies?
But getting caught halfway through, it's only natural I'd feel shy. A girl's heart is more delicate than Aquila's ever-changing moods.
Is aqua and delicate are not two words I would put in the same sentence.
A surprise, huh? Someone else used to tell me the same. She was really good at stargazing and divination.
Oh, there it
especially
is.
cards. Yeah, just like the ones you're looking at.
Yeah, Cyrene.
And you must be pretty familiar with all sorts of divination techniques with a friend like that.
No, I know nothing about it. I've never really believed in using cards or bones to predict the future.
Yet everyone seems to be blindly following this flame chase prophecy.
If the good omens foretold by divination were true, my hometown, Heidi's Elysiae, wouldn't have disappeared.
Can we use Mem's power to go back and visit it?
Don't forget, we've got Lady Treenan. Every other form of divination is just smoke and mirrors or cleverly rehearsed tricks compared to her flawless prophecies.
Little faith in these things isn't bad sometimes. Should be approached with a cynical eye, a critical eye. It's not that bad.
Divination could be a power that guides our spirits. Fate always casts a shadow in front of us, clouding our view of the future. That's why people turn to divination. It's just to find a small reason to give them courage to face the unknown.
It can be hurtful and it can be helpful. It'd also be kind of useless. You really thought about this, haven't you?
After all, the first chapter of the Divination Compendium discusses the significance of divination. I'm just expanding on that a bit.
You said that exact same thing to Phainon before when you were Cyrene, weren't you?
Strange. That person I knew used to say similar things. Looking back, whenever she interpreted a card for me, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. Even though I never believed in the outcomes. Maybe it was her tone. Cyrene. She could paint a complete fantasy so vividly, it utterly captivated me as a child.
This is the most screen time we've had with Phainon and Meme.
Right.
Ma'am.
I still carry a card she once used. Do you want to see it?
Oh wow, you still have it?
Oh, wow! It's so exquisite!
We have that one in
I'd
the
love
As
to
I've
have a
Written
card
book.
like that.
Those bits up to the task? Then gotta craft a Mem-specific deck.
Oh, now that you mention it, yes. It would be even better if it were made of, say, crystal.
Making cards out of crystal. I don't think that's super practical.
Speaking of which, partner, there's something I haven't shared with you all. Remember our first trip to the Temple of the Three Fates? The riddle that Oryx posed to us?
The one that we solved with March's camera. Oh, I thought we were going to get into that. I know that you and Castros had some secret way to solve the riddle by force, but we never got to see what that was.
Who's there?
Oh, is it more of these guys?
You are...
Assassins, save me. Nice cosplay. Eyes peeled, everyone.
These folks are up to no good.
Black clothing. Masks decorated with golden blood. Are they cleaners?
That's what the group was called. I couldn't remember. I knew it started with a C. That's all I remembered. Yeah, Kindness used to be a cleaner. And we learned that from Aglaya all the way back in 3.0. And I think it did get a name drop in 3.2 as well.
To directly call us by our name, it seems you, Lord Phainon, have studied the forgotten history of Amphorius quite thoroughly.
What's being cleaned? Clothes or cars?
Your friend seems quite interested in us. Perhaps you could explain, Lord Phainon.
I love the design of these outfits.
The polite thing.
I kept saying we're going to have to go head-to-head with the Council of Elders at some point in a patch, and I'm glad we're finally getting to see that happen.
We can't let our esteemed guests pass away without understanding.
During the Chrysos War, to combat the Chrysos heirs, several cities formed an underground assassin squad called the Cleaners. Their task was to erase anyone with golden blood from existence. Assassination, poisoning, political persecution. They would do anything to achieve their objective.
This has kindness written all over it. Also, I think Aglaya might be getting targeted as well.
Well, this historical perspective seems biased, glossing over the Chrysos heirs' abuse of divine powers and their blatant initiation of war in order to defame our predecessors.
Without evidence on either side, I'm just gonna have to say this is all hearsay.
Could you disclose the name of the author behind
He
this
said, she
popular
said.
legend, Lord Phainon? I'd hate for the innocent children of Akama to be tainted by such slanted narratives.
You should have stayed buried in the dust of history. The Citizens' Assembly has once again legitimized the mission of the Chrysos heirs. But as for you, not one citizen would cast their vote for you. Executioners lurking in the shadows.
What does it matter? We've long since stopped expecting to be understood. People have become too accustomed to peace, and they've forgotten the disasters that arose from allowing generations of the Chrysos heirs to rule.
Peace, by definition, is a good thing in most cases. Though I don't like the whole idea that peace makes people weak.
Complete nonsense. Did you really travel all the way to the Grove just to have an argument?
I enjoy dealing with people as straightforward as you, Lord Phainon. You've probably figured out why we've come before you.
Just a handful of you here. Who do you think you're fighting? If it's a fight you want, let's get on with it. Enough chit-chat.
Keep your cool, partner. They've come out of the shadows, which suggests they have something up their sleeves.
Yeah, it's called overconfidence. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
All right, let's hear it. What are you hiding? But watch your language and don't say anything you might regret. My shoulders might be sore and my sword a tad dull, but it's still enough to slice off your tongues.
I think a sword's a bit too big to get in the mouth to get at someone's tongue, to be honest. Or your sword, specifically. Oh, we're cutting away? Oh, I guess we gotta cut back to Don Hung, I guess. Or are we gonna cut to Aglaya? And Aglaya's now being attacked by assassins too. Or Hyacinth, and Hyacinth's being attacked by assassins. Or we cut to Lord Maide on the front lines, fighting the Frame Weaver for the umpteenth time. Man, there's actually surprisingly a big cast of characters. I can see why they've been picking them off, with Castris getting written out of the story, with Anaxa being written out of the story, and Maide kind of being off somewhere. Right! Oh, how could I forget the Trina and... I guess Trian's not here anymore.
How's it going, Cinny? This place fits, doesn't it? It's a bit small, but the lighting is perfect.
Thank you, Lady Treeby. With this, the Twilight Courtyard can be reborn in Akama.
Look at him. He's adorable.
Do you like it here too, little Ika?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Does it talk? Oh, that's cute.
It's so bright here. Maybe you should rename it? How about Luminous Courtyard?
Lady Treeby makes a good point. But Twilight Courtyard carries the long history of the descendants of the sky, and I'd like it to continue.
Right. How does the legend go again?
Aren't you a holy maiden? Shouldn't you know these things?
Even Lady Treeby forgets things.
Or maybe Trinan remembers.
We just haven't prepared lessons in a while now, so we're a bit rusty. Just give us some time and we'll remember.
Hey, Trinan, cheat. Read it off screen so I can get your memories.
Now we remember. Kremnos and the Firmament, Volume 3, Section 5. With Celiosi, the Day Thunder Knight, striking down the Eye of Twilight, the divine war between Nikador and Aquila, which spanned centuries, came to an end.
Celios, the Day Thunder Knight. I think that isn't that the new relic set?
Thereafter, the Skyfolk gradually declined. Numerous sky fortresses were abandoned, and their descendants began to establish themselves on the land. Finally, those descended from Celiosi the Day Thunder Knight were welcomed by the scholars under Circes and established the Twilight Courtyard in the Grove. The historical records seem slightly at odds with our memories, but the details from that time have become somewhat hazy to us.
Oh, I forgot.
That's not
For Lady
good. The
Treeby,
memories don't match the
she's
records.
more than just words on a page. It's something you've personally lived through.
Right, she's like 5,000 or something.
Little Ika loves listening to the stories from the legends. I'm sure you're also imagining one day you'll be as awe-inspiring as the winged beasts by Celiosi's side. That day will come. I believe it. Just keep growing.
He's kind of pretty chunky already. Gretaros!
Lord Cretaros?
Miss Hyacinth and Lady Treeby, good to see you're doing all right. I heard from the citizens you were nearby and came to check.
Oh, sounds like someone dropped something upstairs.
Doing all right. What's going on, Cretaros?
The cleaners are making their move.
There's been another violent incident at the market. A shop was smashed and looted. It's the third time this week.
Third time?
How can this be? I always thought that with Lady Aglaya here, Akama would remain peaceful.
That was true in the past. But these days, forgive my bluntness, her senses may not be as sharp as they once were.
The old man had the gall to call her an old woman. An old hag.
Aggie.
In my opinion, malevolent forces have noticed the slack in the Golden Threads and are now plotting to exploit the opportunity.
That's not good.
The Citizens' Assembly just wrapped up. Why is there still unrest?
The Chrysos heirs won by only one vote, Lady Treeby.
Which
From
is
my
still
years of
bullshit, by the
experience,
way.
A narrow victory often walks hand in hand with unrest.
I think it's that's still the biggest stupid plot convenience. It's like the only thing in the Amphoria story that I actually take issue with right now is how stupid that vote was so close that it was one vote.
Trouble. Miss Hyacinth. Trouble.
Uh-oh.
Clementine. Take a breath. What's going on?
Please, something terrible has happened at Marmorial Palace.
Oh shit, someone killed Aggie?
What is it, Doctor? Calm yourself and talk us through.
Lady Aglaya.
Uh-oh. Did she pass in the bath in her sleep?
It's Lady Aglaya who's in trouble.
The prophecy will be fulfilled. Alright, are we gonna cut to Aggie's POV? Or are we just gonna run straight there? Or are we gonna cut back to Don Hung's POV? We have so many POVs to cut to. Also, I guess Cypher's probably doing stuff too. Moments ago at the Memorial Palace. Ooh, we are going to Aggie POV.
I still remember. This bath that overlooks the entire palace was built by the Council of Elders 900 years ago.
Really? It's only that old? Looked like the stonework, and I would assumed it was at least 1,000.
Its purpose was to commemorate the first flame chase journey, and to remember the heroes who made great sacrifices for Amphorius a millennium ago.
Wonder if this hard candy tastes any good.
Rules were set then. No one was allowed to enter, apart from guests invited by the Gold Weaver.
Interesting. So Aglaya's only like 900?
But, I guess, you're no longer pretending to follow the rules, are you, Lady Kindness?
I know she was a cleaner in the past. It was mentioned before.
Aglaya. You ageless witch, hiding behind a divine facade to deceive mortals. We've been far too kind with you.
Kind? There's no need to use such a word to cover up your incompetence.
That is not the word I would have chosen. The word I would have chosen was deceit.
Anaxagoras humiliated all of you before the citizens. If you still had any shred of shame, you'd throw yourselves from Dawn Cloud at the curtainfall hour to salvage the last fragments of your dignity.
Demigod, why not gaze into the water's reflection and see the wretched face you wear now? These days you're not only blind, but also deaf. The cleaners were born for this moment. When all orders, rules, and laws fail to restrain you, it's time for the dagger to pass judgment.
A dagger doesn't pass judgment. It passes through your organs and flesh.
If you're in such a hurry, give it a try.
Going toe-to-toe with a demigod? We're not that foolish. The dagger isn't at your throat, but...
You're gonna fight the citizens?
Your gravest accusation is that my humanity is fading. And you claim my concern for mortal joys and sorrows is nothing but a facade. If that accusation holds, what makes you think the lives of these civilians will sway me in the slightest?
In other words, you've been lying to the public for the longest time, or you don't believe those lies. Or you actually, or this is not planned to work. I don't know.
I'll gladly use a few more words to shatter that demigod facade of yours. Like I said, you're not only blind, but deaf too. Lately, your control over Akuma has weakened.
Alright, have you noticed?
You failed to notice the thefts we arranged in the market, nor did you catch wind of the meetings happening in the Tromas workshop. Plots are unfolding right under your nose, yet you remain indifferent.
Because they're not big deals, maybe? I don't know.
Humanity? Fading? Aglaya, why not use your precious golden thread to peer into my thoughts? See if the gift we've so meticulously prepared for you can move that cold demigod heart of yours.
In this moment, I only regret not being more ruthless. Because your evil is beyond cure.
Wow, we're just calling her straight up evil. She's worse than evil, Aglaya. She's a politician.
You finally figured it out. You have grown dull. I've been holding that image in my mind this whole time to make sure you could see it clearly.
I want you to have this knucklebone talisman, Big Sis. I hope it brings you luck every day and keeps you safe from bullies.
Didn't that happen? Didn't we see this happen?
That girl who can't speak or hear. What if she accidentally lost her eyes, too.
Wow, what a bitch.
You know better than anyone what it feels like to lose your sight. Imagine if 1,000 years ago you, already blind, had also lost your voice and hearing in your youth. Would you still
Also,
have become the Aglaia
hasn't it been
you
brought
are
up like
today?
time and time again that she's not actually blind? Did somebody else write this story segment?
Look at those broken, pleading eyes. How
They
disappointing.
don't look broken or pleading to me.
We overestimated your cunning. If this plan fails, we still have dozens of splendid parting gifts prepared. Demigod, would you like to hear about them?
I mean, if Don Hong could take 4 of them, I think a weakened Aglaia can still take this.
In these 1,000 years, I've witnessed the fall of 10 titans. From my naive arrogance at the beginning to slowly learning how to guide others.
Also, if she dies, doesn't like the World Wound Web fall apart? Can the teleslates just like stop working? Isn't she like upholding the whole internet? Or like can the Core Flame do that without her? Also, there's something funny about romance being the thing that controls the internet. Uh-oh.
I should be grateful. Grateful that I've reached this moment. To let my departure become a path for others to follow.
What was the prophecy for her again? Something die in the bath?
Have I done enough? If I embrace that prophecy now, and sink into the warmth of these waters,
Are they gonna push her?
will the wandering wind stop to mourn me? Cyphra?
Oh, wow, your last words are for her? Are we gonna cut back to Hyacinth? Or are we gonna get a cutscene? Oh, Cypher POV. Meanwhile, Cypher was clinging to the spirit leaf Bartholo scavenging for a millennium ago. A millennium ago!
Seamstress! I've come as promised. Look at this box full of gold and silver treasures! I bet there's stuff here you've never seen.
Oh, wow. I'm getting all the CGs tonight.
Come on! As we agreed, I want to buy the most valuable clothes you have.
Little thief! You've got some nerve, barging into my shop dressed in those tattered rags. What have you brought? Let me see.
Here, take a look. Only the finest goods. See this sapphire? It's even more blue than Fagusa's eyes.
Huh. Alright, we got another one with a gemstone. We'll take that. Shove that in the folder.
Such exquisite luster. I've only seen an ocean's tier of this quality in my mother's treasury.
Which is where I got it from.
Wait. You've seen one before. And here I thought I'd leave you speechless. What a letdown.
You wanted to find something priceless, truly one of a kind.
It's just an old memory. My family estate all burned to ashes long ago. This workshop is what I built from scratch.
Wow. A daughter rebuilding her family business. How admirable. Enough with the jokes. At least you did get to enjoy those luxuries.
You know, if we're supposed to be voice acting a younger version of the character, I feel like you should at least try to not basically do the exact same voice that you're currently doing.
Mind your manners, kitty.
And again, are there other cat people on Amphorius? Or are, like, you one of a kind? It just makes me question a lot of things. It's like, why are you the only one? What about your parents? Are your parents also cat people? Is only one half of them a cat person, and the other one just a normal person? These are the questions that plague my night. This is why I lose sleep every night. Because I'm thinking about catgirls.
Tell me, Cyphra, where did you come from? And how did you acquire these treasures?
I won them fair and square in a bet. What? Do you doubt me?
Yes, I do.
Speak up, seamstress. Give me a straight answer. Do you want these or not?
Strange. You're clearly lying to my face. But my golden thread doesn't tremble at all.
That's because I'm not lying. I've been telling the truth from the start.
Okay.
Is that so? The scars and the mud stains on your face tell another story.
Oh, come on. Can't we just do business without all this chatter? Don't worry. I didn't leave any evidence, so no one will bother you.
Another CG to collect. Another one for my collection.
How can I trust a word you say when you're so skilled at lying?
By the way, tricking a polygraph is actually pretty easy to do if you can have a calm enough demeanor and actually believe it. Most of your body's responses will be completely natural. So if you can just say a sentence very naturally over and over again, or rehearse it enough, you'll be easily able to pass a polygraph test. That's why they're not admissible as evidence in court.
Such a pain. Always wasting my time. Fine, if you don't want it. There are plenty of others who do.
Hold on. Your treasure? I'll accept it. But these alone aren't enough to purchase the Gold Weaver's finest clothes.
They gotta be worth something though, right?
That said, I do have something that would suit you perfectly.
Oh. What do you have in mind?
Something that's better than rags?
Look. Come a bit closer.
Ooh, the shoe! Oh, when you're able to weave gold, it kind of makes sense you'd be able to make metal shoes, right?
Oh, it's shimmering gold. Absolutely stunning.
It's got like a Hermes motif kind of going on it too.
These golden boots are the Gold Weaver's greatest treasures. Though not as valuable as the most precious gowns, they hold a magical power. Legend has it that Zagreus blessed these boots, allowing anyone who wears them to move swiftly and silently. Put them on, Cyphra. And don't get caught again. A face as lovely as yours deserves better protection.
Wow, you kind of care for her more than I thought. What is your relationship with each other?
You folks just love sticking your noses in everything, don't you? Well, I'm taking these now, so don't get any second thoughts.
Are we cutting back to the present?
What's wrong?
Or not?
Do you have a smaller size? These are way too big for me.
You'll grow into them.
Well, I suppose you'll have to grow into them.
I am such an adult.
Do you have to interrupt me in the middle of my story? Fake? What's fake?
Those boots definitely don't hold Zagreus' divine power.
Also, because of the color of your stockings, leggings, whatever they are, they look almost the same shade. They don't do a good job of making this look like gold, if that's supposed to be stocking color.
You're Amphorius' most cunning liar, and even you were fooled by a Glyad.
Watch your mouth, or I'll feed you to the fish in the River of Souls. Weren't you curious how I got tangled up with that seamstress? Well, now you know. Satisfied?
I didn't expect such a simple story. How disappointing. But, boss lady, there's a chance Aglaya wasn't trying to trick you?
You're defending her.
No. I just think the story's so moving, it'd be a shame to ruin it with a lie. If I could cry, I'd be in tears right now.
Are you unable to cry?
Good thing you've still got a sharp tongue, or you'd have been stuck guarding someone's front door ages ago. Enough chit-chat. Let's take a look at this place. The city of Styxia. Look how beautiful she is!
Aren't we supposed to be helping you, like, raid this for treasure? Why are we helping Phainon train?
Let me take a good sniff of this air.
Oh, that's a loud sniff, right into the mic.
This air, it's filled with the scent of treasure everywhere. Wonderful, just wonderful.
Someone's gonna clip that, aren't they?
Thanks to Castorus and Grey Mystery, the ancient city's barrier was finally dispelled. Now that I think about it, helping them was well worth it.
You didn't help us at all. I mean, I guess you took us here. But beyond that, you didn't do shit.
Time for treasure hunting, Barto! Lead the way, and whatever we find, we'll split 80-20.
80-20. Barto. I thought it was Bartho.
Well, I have a suggestion. How about 70-30 instead?
Listen closely. Do you hear that? The gnawfish in the River of Souls are growling with hunger.
80-20 it is. How generous you are, Boss Lady Cypher.
Anyway, what's with all this water? It's damp, cold, and miserable here. I hate it.
Isn't this city supposed to be the domain of, like, the ocean titan?
Ooh, the mighty demigod of trickery. Uneasy around water.
Cats don't like water. The trope continues.
You wouldn't understand. The people of Dolos are talented in many ways. Just, not in swimming.
So are the people of Dolos cat people? Is that what I'm taking away from this sentence?
Why don't we have a race? Long distance, sprint, or laps? Take your pick.
What's got you so worked up? Relax. Who would have thought the fearless Lady Cypher was afraid of water?
Cats hate getting wet. What's so hard to understand about that?
I got it from, like, the get-go. You didn't have to explain it to me again.
Now, hurry up and figure out a way across. Or I might have to reconsider our split.
Don't rush me. Let me take a look around. Got it. Let's use that thing. Come on, follow me, boss lady.
Not a good imitation.
Huh?
I'll play along. Let's see where this goes, Bartolos.
Not a good imitation.
Tell me, how did you hunt for treasure when I wasn't around, boss lady?
Trying to trick me into saying something. Not a chance.
You're as sharp as ever.
I actually like the Spirit Thief Bartolos voice. That's really fun. Ooh, we do get a story one.
Cat and mouse time!
Zagreus' Blessing. Looks like we have a stealth mode. Alright, details. Oh, I can't actually look at her. Well, guess we'll read it when we get into a combat encounter.
Ooh, interesting. Very interesting.
Was this device designed by priests of Ornyx? Do you think you can handle it?
Don't underestimate me, boss. Just find a cozy dry corner and wait for me. Mission accomplished. Now you don't have to worry about your tail getting wet.
Just the tail?
Not bad, but just a warning. If this thing fails while we're halfway through the water...
Don't worry, trust me. For that sweet 20% cut of the loot, I'll make sure you're taken care of.
Put back the rune.
Huh. This feels truly magical. When did you pick up this trick?
Self-taught.
Alright. Well, that's the wrong way. We gotta go this way then?
We're here. Can we turn off this spotlight now? It's really blinding.
Blinding.
No problem. Just use the device over there to shut it off.
Ooh.
The scent of
Just right in the mic.
gold coins, gems, and fine leather. It's so refreshing. The treasures in this ancient city are all floating back up thanks to gray mystery and that pink squirrel.
Pink squirrel.
Yes, right here. What are you waiting for? Start digging.
Roger that. Watch me.
Excavation mode, unearthing the treasure buried deep underground. Bartolos has a excavation mode?
That's a huge chest. Move over. I want to open it myself. Wow. A massive haul. Unbelievable. It's hard to imagine the kind of luxurious life the people of Styxian once led. As expected for a realm of Fagusa's disciples. This entire chest is filled with ornaments made from ocean's tears. Here, take this. See if it suits you.
Ooh, thanks for the gift, boss. Much appreciated. Look at the clarity of this purple crystal. It matches my skin tone perfectly. Oh, safer. You truly have the most refined taste of all thieves in Amphorius.
You know, we haven't met too many thieves in Amphorius. I think we met, like, the one in, like, during the mission where we were trying to get food for, the people that were refugees. And that was about it.
Let me try this on. Where is my treasure?
How long have we known each other? I can't believe you still fall for this.
This is... How could I have forgotten about this? I'll believe it as true, and a lie becomes reality. What a convenient ability.
All believe it is true? Why did you believe that it was a pot, though?
The demigod of trickery's divine gift. Far more practical than any golden thread or teleporter.
Who is a teleporter?
All right, enough fooling around. Here's the real thing. Lead the way.
Cipher rules! I've already pinpointed the next trove of treasure! Starting navigation. Boss lady, we're set to make a fortune this time!
Gonna get yourself killed.
Of course. Spend nothing. Have you forgotten my silly prophecy?
I remember, of course.
Die over petty change.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the controller for the hand of Zagreus? Here we go round the river of souls. Spirit thief goes, spirit thief goes.
Ah, what are you even singing? You're totally out of tune. There's a big guy guarding this place.
Yeah, big and dumb. Just a pure lump of stupidity.
What hand of Zagreus? Oh, I passed it. I just noticed the optional objective.
Once activated, this thing makes a racket that can be heard for miles. It's just too stupid.
Seriously, what was the Titan thinking when they came up with this thing?
Who created it?
Hey, if you don't want the trickery to be exposed, you'd better start by keeping your mouth shut. What do you say?
Boss lady, you're absolutely right. I'll be careful with my words.
Knock out the monsters blocking the way.
This thing's way too loud when it's on. Let's not stir up more trouble, okay?
Okay, so they don't like using the hand. The handle.
Cat and mouse time! Look at its face. Oh my, how could something be so ugly?
What part of it is its face?
Yeah, so ugly. Ugly enough to make even me, a little imp without a digestive system, feel nauseous.
Imps don't have digestive systems? I'm learning so much about the lore.
If that ugly brute messes up my face, even the stoic Talantin might end up shedding a tear.
Indeed, that would be heartbreaking. Clearly running away is the
Wonder who...
choice.
We still haven't ran into the demigod that has Talantin's, what's the term, divinity, lore, core flame.
So, how about you take the front? I'll attack from the side.
Right. Fleeing fits a rogue nature. Huh?
And it just turns around. Alright, let's test her out.
No dirty tricks, alright?
Alright, let's see how this works. Minor quantum damage. High chance to decrease one enemy and adjacent target's damage dealt. Increases Cypher's attack. Deals quantum damage to one designated enemy. Minor quantum damage to adjacent targets. Quantum damage and true damage equal to a percentage of the current tally kept by talent to one enemy. Moreover, deals minor quantum damage and true damage equal to the percentage of the current tally kept by the talent to one enemy. Adjacent targets. Alright, so we start tallying damage. As one enemy to enter the patron state, after the target gets attacked by enemy teammates, Cypher launches follow-up attack, dealing quantum damage to the target. This can also trigger 1 time per Cypher, will keep a tally of the damage dealt by allies to the talent patron after the ultimate clears the tally. Throw the magnet.
I'll take it off.
Or don't throw the magnet. Okay.
Time for a buzz. You can't run.
That's a cool animation.
No dirty tricks, alright?
Let's go times 1 speed.
Better hedge your bets. Going all in. Tabs on me.
You...
Thinking of taking advantage of me, are you? Treasure! Come to me. You can't run. Yeah!
I love that animation. It's like a soccer play.
Watch your head.
This combat needs optimizing.
How high can that tally go?
At this speed,
Does it cap out?
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or...
Maybe I'll take it all.
I'll take it all. All in. Looks like I've got a winning hand. Can't lose this one.
Never stop thinking. 0 points. Next.
This cat will pick it up. You found me.
Watch Watch your head.
Alright, let's see this old animation.
Our cute play session is over. The lie that everyone believes in becomes a reality. Gotcha.
That's a cool pose.
Such an ugly and useless creature, taken down with just a couple of hits. How boring. Hey, Bartolos, are you still alive? Give us a squeak if you are.
Here! Squeak!
Look at you, all shaken up. Can't handle even this bit of action. It should be safe here now. Get to work.
Aye, aye, boss lady Cypher.
What are we, pirates now? Excavation mode. Unearth the treasure buried deep underground.
It doesn't smell like anything valuable this time. Since we've already dug it up, let's open it and see. Huh. Is this?
Journal of the Styxian Refugee. Month of Balance. Day unknown. 3 more neighboring households moved away today. The tide has risen higher than ever before, already reaching the 5th step of the stone stairway to our residence. The priests insist it's merely a seasonal high tide and that will soon recede. And having lived in Styxia for 30 years, I've never witnessed water levels like this. Leandro from the harbor went fishing 3 days ago and reported that the seawater had become unusually turbid, appearing as if it's mixed with ink. Beneath the surface, he glimpsed strange shadows, not human in form, yet possessing distinct outlines. After returning, he developed a high fever and remained bedridden since. Month of Balance, Day unknown. The city's feasts have grown increasingly frenzied. Grand celebrations that once occurred only during a month of joy now happen almost daily. At the Anzo family's banquet last night, I witnessed 2 normally well-mannered women treading grapes barefoot, emitting strange laughter, and then directly drinking the dirt-laden juice. They claim to be mimicking Phagos's ritual ceremonies, though I've never heard of such an absurd form of worship. Prices at the market have risen by 30%. The honey brew merchant reports that the brewing process has become exceptionally difficult lately. The yeast cultures mysteriously rot. Only by distilling with seawater collected directly from the harbor can they produce proper wine. Fortunately, our Dories remained lucid, and has wisely advised us to minimize our consumption of the city's water and wine. Month of Everday. Day unknown. Last night, strange music emanated from the harbor. It wasn't produced by any instrument, but it seemed to rise from the ocean depths. The low, haunting melody sounded as if they were telling an ancient tale, compelling people to approach the shore. Several neighbors' children sleepwalked to the dock last night. They claimed to have seen the goddess in the water, performing, and wanted to get closer. This sounds like a siren song to me. The priests have forbidden all forms of musical performance and deployed soldiers to patrol the docks. For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that they're acting from fear rather than genuine desire to protect us. Month of Everyday. Day unknown. Today I met Nora, the cloth merchant, at the market. She revealed that the situation in her district was far more dire than we had imagined. The spirit water pool in Phagos's temple suddenly dried up 3 days ago, and despite their best efforts, the priests cannot replenish it. More alarming still, strange cracks have appeared in the wall behind the deity statue, forming patterns or script that no one can decipher. Nora also shared a peculiar rumor. Some claim to have seen in their dreams a woman playing a lyre, draped in black veils, with eyes gleaming like seawater. She allegedly told dreamers that Styxia would soon face a great transformation, and only those who hear her voice would be saved. Some city residents have begun referring to her as the prophetic sea musician, despite the priest's determined efforts to suppress such rumors. Month of Freedom. Day unknown. We finally decided to evacuate with our entire family. The seawater has reached the highest water mark at the dock, yet some remain oblivious, still immersed in the endless revelry. Our family and neighboring Milan household have decided to journey to Akama together. Reportedly, the World-Bearing Titan's protection extends there, and the tides of darkness have not yet invaded those lands. We plan to slip away quietly tonight from the northern dock exit. We pray Phagosa for a safe passage. No, you're supposed to pray to Giannis for safe passage. That's why they're the Passage Titan. Want the freedom, day unknown. You've been traveling for 3 days. How is this letter here if you left the city? We've been traveling for 3 days now. Last night, the Phainon family's youngest child suddenly developed a high fever, continuously muttering strange phrases that resembled ancient ballad. His father decided to take him back to the city for medical treatment, though we all know there is little hope to be found there. This morning, looking back at Styxia from the hillside, I was horrified to discover the entire city is enveloped in a strange aura. With seawater shimmering with the unnatural blue radiance of the sun in the sunlight, from a distance those magnificent buildings seemed to twist and distort in the water, as if they were merely illusions. Month of Weaving, day unknown. We encountered several other fleeing townspeople. They brought even more horrifying news. The seawater in Styxia has begun displaying strange colors and textures, sometimes thick as honey, other times solid as glass. Those who remained in the city have begun undergoing bizarre transformations. Blank, 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 blank. Even more disturbing is that at night, the entire city bathes in indescribable glow, as if enveloped by some gigantic amniotic membrane. They say this is Phagos's punishment, but I can't help wondering. Is this the Titan's wrath? Or is some power even greater than the Titans at work? Is it the Black Tide, or is it like what Polixia did? We decided to continue northward to Akama. Along the way, we heard rumors that someone named Blank, who could supposedly appease Phagos's wrath. But these are merely legends, fabricated by desperate people. We common folk can only rely on our own feet to flee this disaster. Month of Weaving, the unknown. Tonight, after the children fell asleep, I secretly examined a small vial of seawater I brought from the city. It was the last drop collected from the spirit water pool in Phagos's temple before we left. In the moonlight, it displays a strange shimmer, as if something moves within it, unlike ordinary water. By chance, I discovered that gently tapping the vial with my fingertip produces a peculiar sound, like a distant lyre, notes echoing. In that moment, I seemed to glimpse a mysterious woman standing upon the sea surface, sorrowfully playing a melody that no one can understand. I don't know if this is an illusion or reality. But if such a being truly exists, the one who can hear the sorrows of the Styxians, then as we embark on this uncertain journey, please grant us a flicker of hope, even if it's merely a beautiful dream. Akama is now within reach. Taking one final glance back at my homeland, the beautiful scenery of old is nowhere to be seen, only distorted masses of light and shadow undulating on the sea level, resembling foam heaped by waves before dawn, dissolving one by one, to gradually reveal the cold and true nature.
Ooh, this looks tragic. Do you think they made it to Akama?
I don't know.
Probably not. I've never seen or heard of anyone from Styxia and Akama.
That is actually kind of crazy to think about. Also, plot hole, if they wrote the letter while they were outside of the city, why is the letter here?
At least, I'm still left for Dolos. Guess this city wasn't so lucky. Huh. It does seem unfair, doesn't it? Just because they were born in the wrong place, they had to face such devastation. Meanwhile, those in Akama, simply because they're supported by the world-bearing Titan, continue to survive.
Yeah, the world just isn't fair, is it? Speaking of the world-bearing Titan, Cypher, didn't you tell me once you used to be an apprentice at Kefali's priestly court?
Huh.
That's a backstory I'm interested to hear if it's true.
Did I?
Yeah, you definitely told me, and I remember it clearly. Maybe it's been so long your memory's gotten a little fuzzy.
So she already mentioned earlier that this is probably not Bartolos, someone pretending to be Bartolos. So this might actually just be another one of the cleaners in disguise. But, why spoil the fun?
Ah, right. I did tell you. It wasn't a big deal. I just snuck in with a bunch of mumbling priests and watched them do their spooky rituals around some glowing rock.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Glowing rock, glowing rock. Tell me about the glowing rock.
Honestly, I was only interested in the wallets of the old grandpas on the council back then. Don't remember much else. It's been what? Nearly 1,000 years?
Oh, I see. But you in a priest robe? No, that's hard to picture.
Who asked you to picture that? Besides, priest robes from 1,000 years ago were nothing like the ones today.
Were they covered in gold or something?
Right. I didn't think about that. I was just curious if you ever overheard anything interesting from those priests.
Why are you bringing this up?
How ridiculous. Come on, let's head to the next spot.
Chest
Where did this
paradigm.
roadblock come from? Ugh, this is so annoying. The treasure is right in front of us.
Oh dear, we're stuck here. But I have a plan. Should we call on that big, noisy, cumbersome hand of Xandris?
Never thought that thing would actually come in handy. All right. Do you want to handle it?
Leave it to me, boss. I don't need a controller. After all, you know.
So you can just control it?
Hand of Zagreus. My darling. Activate!
There it is. Self-criticism.
Looks like a charm.
Not bad. However, I still don't see how this ties into trickery.
Let's go to the next room.
Hey, slow down. That question you asked me earlier. I think I just remembered something.
Alright, do tell. Please share with the class.
What did I ask?
You know, that question. The one you specifically asked me. Right after we dug up the second chest?
Forgive me, boss lady, but have you been under a lot of stress lately? I didn't ask anything. You must have imagined it.
Oh. Is that so? Maybe you're right. I have been a little on edge lately. I need to relax. All right, let's move on to the next treasure trove.
Alright.
Treasure, let's go!
Interesting.
Twinkle, twinkle in my chest, how this core flame is the best.
Wow, when it comes to singing, I still sound better than you.
Go beyond all time and space on the journey of flame chase.
Man, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star has like the most parodies. Stop sniffing directly into the mic.
This scent feels like something incredible is buried here.
Incredible indeed! If even Boss Lady said so, how could I not be excited?
Do I need to give instructions here? Get digging.
Alright, excavation mode. What do we get? Ooh. Oh, it's one of these things.
Oh, isn't this a golden scapegoat? Interesting. Looks like whoever buried this treasure wanted to play a little game with us.
I love the Golden Scapegoat games.
Oh, isn't there a myth about this thing? Those who feared fire became sheep. Those who did not became human.
Sheep, humans, whatever. All I know is unlocking this gets us treasure. Here, this honor's all yours.
Puzzles and tricks are right up my alley. Just leave it to little old me.
Man, this 80-20 split is definitely not weighted very correctly. You're doing all the work. I think this is the first time they made us do one of these for the story. 1, 2, 3. Well, this was super easy. This is almost like a tutorial one.
Told you, nothing can stop me. Cyber, it's your turn now.
Stop! Stay there, and don't turn around.
Huh? What do you mean?
I told you. Don't move.
My poor old back. What are you doing?
Shh, quiet. Don't say anything unnecessary.
It's one of the sprites.
That seamstress. She's listening.
What? Boss, do you mean?
Stay put and keep quiet. I'll handle her. Whoa, whoa. Seamstress. Getting sneaky, aren't we? Did you think I wouldn't notice your little spies lurking around me?
Golden nymph.
As time passes, I find myself leaning more and more on blind luck. With only the power of this little nymph. Naturally, I couldn't slip past your sharp eyes, Cyphera. Even if you could fully control Bartolos's mind, I would still be able to see through your disguise. Aglaya. You've gone to such lengths to spy on my every move. What exactly are you after? I've told you before, you don't need me to succeed. Why don't you just let this go? I already made an exception and got involved with Castorus and Grey Mystery. Asking for more now. Isn't that pushing your luck a bit too far?
I think she's just checking in because she's about to bite the big one.
I'm sorry, Cyphera. I've plotted and schemed my whole life. But I never could have predicted our relationship would end up like this.
Rip.
I've spent centuries trying to figure out where I went wrong. Replaying every moment over and over. But you've never given me a chance to explain myself, face to face.
This is building up to a climax.
Don't talk to me like that. You know I can't take it. 1,000 years ago, out of foolishness, I let my silence steal away the most beautiful sound I'd ever known.
What was that? We're about to get something really depressing in lore form, aren't we?
Silence.
Oh, right. Castorus let us know that she passed away, in the 3.2 quest.
So this time, I must say this to you. Even if it's all in vain. I need you, Cyphera. The Chrysos Heir's mission needs you. The finale I've delayed for far too long. It's finally here. Whatever resentment you still hold against me will fade once I'm gone.
Once I'm gone sounds like it's fast approaching.
Please, come back to Akama. I'm begging you. Without you, they don't stand a chance.
I beg to differ, but I'm not entirely sure what we're up against. Do we really need a united front?
I'll think about it, seamstress. But stop watching me. Unless you want to lose me for good. Don't worry. As much as I'd love to hear your voice again, to see your face, It seems that chance will never come. Goodbye, Cyphera.
They never do get to interact, actually. Even in the Seal Slammers event, Cyphera only got to talk to her through the Garment Maker. The last time they interacted would have been during the 3.2 story, where she offered the treasure to take them to Styxia.
There'd be some real treasure under that goat's head.
Turns out, everything in that chest was soaked in water from the River of Souls. Nothing valuable left. Those relics were once priceless. But time has eroded away all that they once were.
Kind of a shame.
Aww, hearing that from you makes it sound so sad. Wait, why am I getting all sentimental? I haven't even processed what just happened. That horrible woman. When did she... Oh!
If you see her, let her know this. As
Wow, you
goes,
put that on him
can't
then?
avoid our duties forever.
That's all the way back in 3.0.
Could it have been back then? When...
Do you remember now? Looks like you don't need me to jog your memory. She must have slipped that nymph into your pocket while you were distracted. Don't underestimate that bug. It's every bit as dangerous as the seamstress's golden thread. Let your guard down for even a second, and it might take over. Make you spill secrets you'd never share otherwise.
Whoa, that's like some brainwashing monster straight out of the Black Tide. Creepy.
Creepy indeed.
You realize something was wrong. I'm curious.
Again, Aglaya, not a character I like all that much. I've been a pretty vocal Aglaya hater. Who do I hate more, Aglaya or Jade? Yeah, probably still Jade.
Huh. Actually, it gave itself away very early on.
Speaking of the world-bearing titan, Cypher, didn't you tell me once you used to be an apprentice at Kefali's priestly court?
We've been partners in crime for 1,000 years. We've talked about everything there is to talk about. Except for that one experience at Dawncloud. I never told you about that.
Ah, so that was the Deadest giveaway. But you were already talking about you saw through it even before that.
I absolutely wouldn't have shared that with anyone.
Oh, is it going to be like rated higher than PG-13 type stuff?
But, boss lady, there's a chance Aglaya wasn't trying to trick you?
That's another thumbnail. Let's just get that. Man, Cypher is taking up a lot of this story. I thought Hyacinth was going to be the majority of this story, but we're getting a whole lot of Cypher in the first half.
And as far as I know, the embodiment of trickery despises that golden thread which forces people to speak the truth. You'd never defend Aglaya. Isn't that right, Zagreus?
You have a terrifyingly sharp mind.
After all, I'm the only one in the world who knows you're still alive. To make sure you survive the Titan trial, I had to fool the entire world.
Bartholos is actually Zagreus the whole time?
If you want to keep that lie from falling apart, you'd better keep playing your part in the days ahead.
Even if it weren't for saving my worthless little life, I'd still walk through fire for Cypher without hesitation.
You know what? It all makes sense now. That's why Spirit Thief is in quotes. And also, I think in the simulated universe, they talk about how Zagreus faked his own death, and I guess that makes sense.
You may have been reduced to this form, but you still haven't lost your way with words.
Speaking of which, Cypher, you're not taking that wicked woman's words to heart, are you? Life's been pretty great lately. Why get into trouble now? Don't you think?
Honestly, I've been thinking. Maybe a trip back now wouldn't be too bad.
Great, just in time to see Aglaya bite the big one, I guess.
You're back again, so...
Uh-oh.
Cyphera, your face.
Ooh, it's cut with golden blood. We get another variation. Man. They certainly are getting more CGs. We're like 2.5 hours in, and we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 CGs. Man, that's quite a lot. Normally we get maybe 2 an hour. But they've been doing a lot of small variations on one, so it makes it, technically it's not that really many CGs when you think about it. And we're probably about to get another one with her with the hood off with the scars.
I need clothes. Anything. Just throw me something. A piece of cloth will do. Just enough to cover the wounds. I will pay back the amount I owe. I promise.
You're bleeding golden blood.
Yes. What about it?
You are a Chrysosaur.
So what if I'm one of those Chrysosairs they talk about? Those infinitely strong heroes. World-renowned swordsmen. Exceptionally intelligent scholars.
Cyphera.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint. Who knew that group of amazing people would include me? A pauper. Thief. Con artist.
Ooh, it sounds like you're getting tired.
Maybe I should just make another cut to drain all this yellow stuff out of me.
Don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
Stop it, Cyphera. I'll give you clothes, warm you up, and stay here. Stay in my workshop until you're healed.
Aren't you going to ask me how I got these wounds?
Please, are we not going to reference the Joker at every opportunity?
Right. What's the use? I'm so good at lying. Even your golden thread can be fooled. If you can't verify the truth, why bother asking at all?
Because sometimes asking is the politest due courtesy one can afford.
I don't need to ask. Nor do I need to use the golden thread. I know everything you do is for survival, at all costs. Stay here. You won't have to deal with the cold or go hungry again. Stay by my side, and you can start putting yourself back together.
Aren't you worried I'll ruin this place's reputation? Or that I might sneak off with your precious clothes and sell them?
It's a pouty face.
I wouldn't have invited you if I were worried about those things.
You're weird, seamstress. You know, they say a child who often lies remains a liar for life.
You know, that makes sense.
I've tried not to become a liar, but honestly, it's just too hard. I'm close to giving up. What makes you think I won't disappoint you?
Because I can feel it. Not with the power of a demigod, but with the heart that beats in my chest. You love this place.
Akama?
That's why you keep coming by, but also why you hesitate to stay longer. You worry you'll tarnish the Gold Weaver name. After taking over Nestia's divine authority, I became used to letting the golden thread distinguish sincerity from falsehood. However, the mission I need to complete requires me to learn to trust and rely on my heart.
Boy, have you been kind of shit at that.
Cyphera, You're an honest thing I've given to this world. And also a challenge the world has given to me.
If you say so.
Stay here with me.
Oh, it's midnight.
You have a beautiful face.
It is now the 22nd.
Better than to be covered in scars and grime.
We're gonna try to find a good stopping point, and then we'll probably end the stream.
You've got a way of talking that's hard to follow. All right, let's make it a deal. You have 1 day to change your mind. Once the action hour passes, there's no turning back.
How does this go south? I'm not sure. Oh, back to our POV. Shouldn't we cut back to, like, Don Hung's, technically? Because his is chronologically first. Oh, we are back to Don Hung's POV. These folks in black are not responding to provocations, nor do they seem intent on fighting. What exactly are they waiting for?
Pressure. Fear. Planting seeds of anxiety. It seems this is the strategy they've chosen.
An organization that sees it as their mission to eradicate the Chrysos heirs. I've read some chilling accounts, stories of the cleaners using alchemical arts to implant fragments of memories into their successors, ensuring both identity and hatred live on.
From what I know, these stories are true. The kindness we know today, strictly speaking, is the 27th kindness.
Oh, that is so fucked.
Objectively, the rise of the cleaners was both inevitable and necessary. Yet, their ruthless and twisted methods earned them nothing but disdain and condemnation from history.
And yet she made it to the Council of Elders. And still they endure, an organization persisting through time, now working tirelessly to obstruct the flame chase. Are they truly terrified of the era nova the Chrysos heirs strive for?
Even in these crumbling end times, there are always those who find ways to profit from the chaos. To ask the vested interests to abandon their status, wealth, and ambitions in this world for a distant ideal may be no easier than creating a miracle.
I agree with you. I wonder where Can is now. If they're targeting me, she definitely won't escape their notice either. I hope all is well. Oh shit! Krateros? Is that Lord Krateros?
There you are, Lord Don Hung. We couldn't reach you on the teleslate, so the Holy City Guard almost assumed you two had met some terrible fate. You pests crawling in the shadows, back off. Your plot ends here.
Weren't you with Hyacinth?
You played your hand. Run while you still can. It might be your only chance to survive. Stay away from Akama forever. If you set foot there again, the fury of its people will tear you apart. Because Aglaya is dead, and in the eyes of the Holy City citizens, her blood is on your hands.
Yikes! That's how we learn about it. I thought we'd get like a cool cutscene of her like dramatically falling or something. At least that's how it was framed. Oh, I guess we got back to us and we just kicked their butts. Why are you still so smug?
Looks like she was wrong about you.
She? Are you talking about the mastermind behind all of this?
Lady Kindness?
Well, she thought you were weak. She believed that even when you were facing the evil that you claimed to oppose, you'd hesitate to strike.
Misinterpreting mercy for weakness shows how arrogant and foolish your master is.
True. Weakness and mercy are not the same thing.
They're still alive. With proper care, they'll pull through in a few days. but I must warn you. I haven't fought a human in ages. I can't guarantee I'll always be able to hold back. They're lucky they're still alive.
He's gotten really strong, too.
If you feel as lucky as they are, try me.
Bro, you sound so cool.
Phainon is seriously upset.
Get out of here. Don't show your face around us again. If your master wants to stop the flame chase journey, she'd better bring an army that makes Kremnos at its peak look like child's play.
I've said it more than once, Lord Phainon. We're not here to start a fight. We came only to ensure you weren't anywhere else.
Yeah, so you guys were meant to distract us from coming to save Aglaya, not that we could have gotten there in time anyway.
While you were unaware, we already accomplished our mission. To buy time. So, Lord Phainon, until next time.
We're probably gonna get a name for that guy at some point.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Anyone who uses innocent lives as bargaining chips has gone too far.
Do they think that they have a chance? But they were after the Chrysos heirs.
I guess the opposition within the Council of Elders is still desperately fighting to obstruct the flame chase. If the conspiracy is exposed, they'll be hunted down in the Holy City like rats with nowhere to run, no matter where they hide. My teleslate.
All right. We're gonna get a cool movie in the teleslate like we did with Duke Inferno during the 1.6 Trailblaze. Garment Maker. Global announcement. Due to a force majeure, the world-bound web operations will be temporarily suspended. Please stay calm and remain in your homes. What's going on? Message failed to send. Whitelist protocol loaded. Oh! Local guard golden thread enabled. Emergency internal communication only. Lady Goldweaver, deceased. Please return to the Holy City at once. I know it's hard to believe, but please come back soon. On my way.
Aglaya? Is this... blasted? Those guys...
Was it those guys' doing?
But how could they possibly...
If only she shared with the class that she was already kind of on the verge of dying.
Stay calm. This could just be one of her schemes.
Based off what Anaxis said in 3.2, she was in worse physical health than he was, and he only had a day left to live at that.
Phainon? What should we do now?
Stay on course. I'll contact Treeby and ask her to keep the citizens calm. We'll hurry back to Akama as fast as possible and assess the situation in the city. If we run into any enemies along the way, I won't be merciful this time.
You can be merciful still. There's nothing wrong with being merciful. Oh, I was hoping it would stay with us there, because that would have been a good good stopping point. But I guess we'll keep going. Cartonis! Your hammer's missing. Oh, there it is. Oh.
You're forging a sword for Phainon, aren't you? I haven't seen you wield the hammer in so long. I couldn't help but be entranced by the sight.
You, Aglaya. In this form, you come to me. It means...
That's right. At this moment, my physical form is already shattered. My journey as a human in this world has come to an end. It's time to fulfill our pact.
Darn. She's kind of lingering to life a lot longer in the non-physical sense.
Of course. The pact I haven't forgotten.
The thing I entrusted to you, Do you still have it?
Is it like Giorios' core flame?
Far too plain this vessel is. Not worthy of you. Do you still insist?
I insist.
Ooh, a vessel?
Over the past 1,000 years, every piece of fabric I've worked with has been tainted by my cold divinity. It's made me hate their colors, texture, and scent. This ornament stands apart. It was a gift from a child. She was pure and kind. I often wished my childhood could have been like hers.
How to say goodbye to everyone? Have you already planned?
Kinda, yeah. That's kind of what this golden nymph thingy seems to be doing. She hasn't saved one for Phainon, sadly.
I'm afraid there's no such detailed plan at this time. I deeply regret not being able to say farewell to them, one by one.
Should have done this a day or two ago when it was revealed, at least to us, the audience, that you literally had less than a day to live.
The moment has come. My departure will give them one less thing to worry about. This parting gift should help ease the regret of such a sudden goodbye.
Invented for the Titans, Kremnos' soul-forging technology was. Though divinity it retains, filtered out, the remnants of humanity will be.
That makes sense. If Nikedor was able to separate his divinity, it only makes sense that one should be able to separate the humanity as well.
Is that what you want, Aglaya?
You've confirmed this with me repeatedly. Yes, Cartonis. I need you to do this for me.
You know, this would be really sad and emotional, but unfortunately, I didn't like Aglaya that much. And personally, I don't think anyone that's died so far is going to stay dead. My personal theory is that when Kefeli or Phainon or whoever the world bearer ends up being reshapes the world, they're going to reform it from memory, and then we're going to get everybody back in a Memoria form or in a not form, or they'll just reshape it, or it'll be like a reset. Like, we have all the souls, we have all the pieces, we could reforge everybody. This planet is like a fully self-contained system. Also, this whole planet might be a simulation, but that's neither here nor there.
Condense my divinity into this ornament. It might still be useful in the future to help them complete their mission.
Selfless until the end. Envy that child, there's no need to. Already lived a grand life your humanity has.
Your praise puts my heart at ease, Grand Craftsman. Now, please, take me through the last tempering that fate has to offer.
Are we gonna get a cutscene? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. I'm reminded of the blacksmith from Dark Souls.
The city is silent, and tension is building with every passing second. The news is probably spread by now. Every household is locked up tight, and all the market stalls have closed down temporarily.
This is kind of grim. She really was taken by the cleaners. The Gold Weaver, taken to the cleaners. They intentionally did this as a pun, didn't they? Something about this feels like a scheme.
I hope so. I just can't believe she'd be taken down by a handful of assassins. If this is all part of a larger plan, Trebi must know something. She just couldn't say it in the message.
Hyacinth messaged us, not Trebi.
Let's go find her.
Yeah, that is a good idea, though. Let's go find Trebi. Well, we're back to the Trailblazer POV, which means this is going to be as good of a stopping point as any. I will resume the Flame Chase journey at another day. The next stream after this that's planned is we're going to try to finish up the Whirling Waltz event in Genshin, and then we'll wrap back around to doing this. Oh no, we're still in a challenge. I can't. Interesting. Well, let's go. I've got 15 more minutes of time. Let's keep going. Editor, me cut that outro out.
Dan Heng came back before us. Well, maybe he's heard something.
He was the first to learn, I think. Well, I guess technically Hyacinth probably learned first. You're back. How was everything? No injuries, I hope?
Don't worry. The cleaners didn't lay a hand on us.
I mean, they did, but Phainon kicked their butts.
Lord Kratos, were you in the city when it happened? What exactly went down?
Regrettably, no one knows the details of that moment. Eyewitnesses only saw...
It's fine. Just tell me.
She fell from the upper floor, didn't she?
Eyewitnesses at the Memorial Palace saw Aglaia fall from the Chrysos airbath.
Oh, God.
So she fell like the equivalent of like 3 or 4 stories, probably on her neck.
She showed no signs of life by the time the Holy City guards approached to check. They were too afraid to jump to conclusions. After all, she was a demigod who lived for over 1,000 years, the leader of the Chrysos heirs. Most citizens of the city believed that death couldn't touch her. She was pierced through the heart by a uniquely crafted dagger. I saw it for myself. It's one of the weapons carried by the cleaners.
Why didn't they go after us? She really was assassinated.
No, that doesn't make sense. The ones who appeared in the Grove and those who confronted Dan Heng in the Abyss didn't immediately resort to violence. They were just watching and trying to intimidate.
I think they were trying to hold us there so that we couldn't come here and interfere.
They didn't have any reason nor the courage to attack Aglaia. Perhaps
she was weak. Speculating blindly won't help. Let's find Lady Tribby, as she understands Aglaia's mind best.
I'll stay here to lead the guards and maintain order. Find out what happened, but don't take too long. With Aglaia gone, someone has to take her place and lead Akama.
And we all know who she wanted that person to be.
Also, Miss Hyacinth was the one who declared Aglaia dead. You might want to speak with her.
Thank you, Lord Kratos.
Does anybody want to shoot Maide a text too while we're at it? I'm sure he'd love to hear this. Because he's kind of out of the loop.
I'll stay here to lead the guards and maintain order. Find out what happened. Also, Miss Hyacinth was the one.
Alright, so you're just repeating that dialogue. Are we gonna see a body?
The baths are empty.
Oh. That's probably why this is a sequenced. No citizen feels like bathing in a place where someone just died.
Hyacinth.
You're back.
You heard from Kratos. Are you alright?
I'm fine. I've been staying close to Lady Tribby and Lady Trinan after the incident. It's great that you could come back so quickly. They need someone with them now.
How are the two of them holding up?
Not well. After all, we witnessed Lady Aglaia's last moments.
Wow, you guys got here in time to see it happen.
I tried to treat her immediately, but even the sky's blessings. Declaring her death was the hardest thing I've ever had to do as a doctor.
That's one of the reasons why I don't think I could ever get into medicine. I could never be the person that could be the person... I would never want to be the person that has to tell somebody that their family member or their loved one is gone. And that despite everything I did, I couldn't save them or help them. That's the kind of stuff I would never want waiting on my mind. I don't envy doctors. I appreciate them. I just wish we had a better healthcare system. And I will criticize that until the end of time. And again, this would be so much more emotionally weighting on me if I liked Aglaya more, but I don't.
Lord Phainon.
Also, I just remembered, I think she's the rerun banner for Phase 2, right?
You're carrying a heavier burden now. Please, don't fall.
Did you have to use that exact turn of phrase, Hyacinth? We were just told that she died from falling. And a dagger.
It's fine.
Twist the knife, why don't
I can
you?
handle it. What I've lost is a mentor and a comrade in arms. But for Treeby and Trinan, they've lost a 1,000-year-old bond. Like they're losing a part of their lives.
This is Trian all over again.
You should rest, Hyacinth. You've been awake for a long time, haven't you? We'll handle things from here.
I think my bottle of cologne that's 3 years old is starting to go bad.
Okay.
I'm just noticing it's starting to
See you later,
discolor.
everyone.
I use Canoe. It's my favorite.
Next, we should visit Lady Treeby.
I am starting to get emotionally involved. I do not feel good. Normally I'd be crying by now.
Snowy. Little Gray. You're back.
Lady Treeby,
You don't have to apologize, Phainon.
Snowy, don't. Please don't apologize to us. You went to the Grove to prepare yourself for the threats to Akama. You didn't do anything wrong, so don't be hard on yourself. We were always by Aggie's side throughout this long journey, so we understood her thoughts better than anyone. She knew she wouldn't see the end of the Flame Chase journey, yet she gave everything without hesitation. For the future of everyone.
My empathy is starting to get to me.
I know what Aglaya expected of me. Right now, the last thing Akama needs is a leader wallowing in self-pity.
Somebody told me that this story quest is like 9 hours.
Was entrusted to us by Aggie.
Oh, a
she
scroll.
instructed us to hand it over to you when the time was right.
Oh boy, I guess we'll do some little bit more reading before we go.
I think now's the right time.
Unless Phainon's gonna read it himself. Nameless Reflection.
Phainon, my humble student, my trusted colleague.
Nice, I don't have to read it.
As I write this, you are locked in a battle of words with the Council of Elders, fighting for the survival of the Flame Chase journey on a battlefield where the smoke of war is invisible.
Oh, she wrote this before, during the events of 3.2. She expected to not make it to the end of that day.
I deeply regret and feel guilty for hastily pushing you and the Trailblazer into the debate. But please forgive me. At that moment, I could not afford to show any sign of weakness before you, as it would have crushed your morale. I considered the debate a routine affair, assuming I could win merely with the support and experience we'd accumulated over centuries. But I underestimated kindness and her party's cunning, and also the deterioration of my own senses. The trap was likely set by the debater Calictus. He had prepared a severed golden thread in advance, revealing it to the public when kindness was faltering in the debate. He claimed I was reading everyone's thoughts with the golden thread to cheat in the debate. I could have countered that low tactic in 100 ways. But my words slipped out before I could even think about them. With deceitful scoundrels like you in the crowd, I have no choice but to rely on the golden thread to keep watch over everything in this holy city. You can imagine the reaction that comment provoked. At that moment, I felt my time was running short.
Yeah, you were definitely not the best at debates.
The divinity in this body might be eternal, but that is not the essence of me. I am a daughter of humanity, born of my mother, and I will die as a human. Realizing that my humanity was fading, I began to plan my exit. What kind of departure would not waste such a belated death? I have yet to find the ideal answer. But I knew I couldn't simply fade away in my sleep like anyone else. The serpents have always lurked in the darkness, terrified of their heads being cut off by the golden thread.
Yeah, you can say that again. I'm glad we got original models for him, too.
If my departure were to be calm and uneventful,
kind of hope that they become an enemy type.
It would only lead to a swarm of those serpents emerging from their nests. Regrettably, a peaceful death is a luxury I cannot afford. I must feign weakness deliberately to make those serpents lose patience and act rashly. Just as they think they've struck and sunk their fangs into my heels, that's when I'll strike back, igniting the final blaze to burn away the threats hidden in the shadows. The blaze soaring into the sky might sow fear and confusion, but I have no worries about people losing their way. After all, Akima still has you to guide them, Phainon. You're not perfect, Phainon. I've witnessed your confusion,
the Chrysos heir without flaws, how you constantly refer to him, though.
Dawn after dawn. The heavy burdens of your past have always weighed you down, inflicting deep pain. Yet, in your way, you are perfect. You embrace everyone's imperfections, always ready to find the precious qualities hidden beneath their rough exteriors. Unconditionally. That might be what sets our Sky Father Kefali apart from other deities.
Wait,
they
Kefali is the
recognize
Sky Father?
imperfections in their creations, yet
I thought
still
Fuli was
choose
the Sky
to shine
Father.
their light on them, offering protection with unconditional love.
Or I guess Sky Father is just another word for God.
Phainon, while you zealously pursued strife, believing it to be your destined path, from the very beginning, my thoughts have never changed.
You are the deliverer. The one who shall bear the world.
You are the destined world-bearer of Amphorius. The gate to Amphorius' future. Go, complete the flame-chased journey of the prophecy. Ignite the stars, and inspire hope in the hearts of humanity. I will be waiting at the end of the West Wind, looking forward to the miracle you will create.
God, that's heavy.
Aglaya.
No pressure, buddy.
How could I possibly be worthy of the burning torch you've passed into my hands?
No one is worthy of it, but you can still get the job done. Worth has nothing to do with it. The way I see it, she held this torch for 1,000 years, waiting for someone to give it that one home stretch. The journey of 1,000 miles began with the first step, and she's already walked it 9,999 miles. All you've got to do is get it to the finish line, buddy. And if you can't do it, make sure you have a successor who can get it the last stretch after you. I'm a great orator. You can tell, right?
Can you do me a favor?
Sure, buddy. Whatever I can help with, just say the word.
Please deliver a message to Lord Crateros. Have him gather the Holy City guards and the Kremnoans to spread the word from door to door. At the lucid hour tomorrow, Phainon will speak at the Marmorial Palace. Urge everyone who has concerns about the Holy City's future and the Flame Chase journey to attend this gathering. Tell them Aglaya has left Amphorius the seeds of hope.
Understood.
Thank you. It's been a harrowing day for everyone. Please make sure to rest well and collect your thoughts. I need to prepare.
Cartonis! Is it time with the big sword? Cartonis has arrived.
Cartonis. What brings you to Marmorial Palace?
Oh, right. He was doing something with Aglaya's divinity.
I planned to get everything settled before coming to see you. Is there something urgent, Cartonis?
Lady Aglaya. The contract.
How are you holding up, I wanted to see. Better than I expected, you seem.
There's no room for doubt anymore. It's time to take action and show everyone that the leadership of the Chrysos heirs is still strong.
Right. Your assessment is... now, here.
Take this.
Take this.
Ooh, that's the sword.
You've completed it.
Dawnmaker. The name I've chosen for it.
Dawnmaker.
Before dawn, prepare for battle. For tomorrow, wield your sword. Befits your stature, it does. Chrysos heir.
Dawnmaker.
This gives me One Piece vibes. The will of D. One day, we too will see the dawn. Dawn of the Fourth World. Only people who have read up to, like, chapter 1025 know what I'm talking about. Or 1100.
Unbelievable.
Elbaf arc is great.
I've never seen that black-clad sword
Which,
master.
by the way, from like 1133
recreated
onwards,
this
I have
so
been recording my
precisely,
reactions to the
just
chapters
from what I
live.
described.
So if you want to see those, the best place to be doing that is to look for the playlist on my YouTube channel. And this week's chapter has been delayed. I've been told that it won't be coming out until the 25th, which is why we didn't do a reaction to, what was it, 1149. Chapter 1149 did not come out this week on Sunday. It will be coming out on the 25th. And looks like my prediction from the lore theory that me and my buddy were talking about is correct based off this. So the fact that his sword looks like the Flame Reaver's sword is because it's just modeled after the Flame Reaver's sword. That was my biggest prediction on it. Or I figured, alternatively, the other theory I had was that his trial, whenever he gets to do the trial of the Dawn, or the trial of the World Bearer, he would basically take out the Flame Reaver once and for all and absorb the Flame Reaver's powers, which is why his sword in his splash art looks similar to the Flame Reaver's sword. But yeah, that's kind of nice.
Precise, your description.
I mean,
imbued it with the power of dawn I already have. Guided by your will, gleam with golden flames, its blade will.
Alrighty. Golden Flames versus the Flame Reaver.
Wield it. May triumph always be yours.
Cool, can you give us the Aglaya's divinity thingy? Did you complete that project too?
Thank you, Cartonis. I will use this sword to protect the beings of Amphorius.
Another thing there is.
Ah, there it is.
What's this?
Stored here, the remnants of Aglaya's divinity are. This was her commission. Her death she had long foreseen.
Can she still hear us?
It's difficult to confirm. About divinity, we know very little.
I know, we know so little about it that Herta was supposedly going to ask Noost about it.
In this way, she wanted to be with you. Always.
I understand. Let me keep it. With this, I'll have another constant companion by my side.
Another? Who's the first? Right! He has Cyrene's divinity card. Which is the same one in the As I've
May
Written
this
book we
world
have.
never have a need for a deliverer. Someone told me long ago. But when the world dashed her hopes and fell into disarray, if she could see me now, leading from the front, rallying people against their destiny.
Just like the Golden Epic trailer.
She would surely smile.
Oh, are we getting to the speech?
How will the Holy City continue without Lady Goldweaver?
I know, her divinity is what caused the internet to work.
Look, Lord Phainon is here.
I hope everybody did those side quests that Aglaya was tied to in the story before getting this far. Because I think you're going to get locked out of those now.
Not long ago, I spoke at the Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. I wrestled with every word, searching for the right ones to rally support and keep the Chrysos heirs' flame chase alive.
Yep.
In the end, I remembered a lesson from one of my teachers. In battles where words are weapons, outrage and blind passion often overpower reason. I followed his strategy. I painted my opponents as nothing more than pests, tore apart their character, and laid out their crimes. The strategy worked. I secured enough votes to achieve my goal, but afterward, there wasn't even a flicker of joy.
Ever the orator you are, Lord Phainon.
I realized that apparent victory masked a deeper failure. In my pursuit of success, I fueled division and strayed far from my very purpose that led me to the flame chase journey. This journey was supposed to unify, not divide, to strengthen us, not weaken us. It was the gold thread that mended our rifts in the past. Some saw it as a means of surveillance, a tool of control. But no one can deny that it was Aglaya who held this city and even this shattered world together.
Fair. I'll give you
Now
that.
she is gone. Yes, as you have heard, the demigod Aglaya, who guarded the holy city for a millennium, has indeed fallen.
I honestly thought this would have drawn a bigger crowd. Then again, I guess the news is already kind of spread.
Who murdered Lady Goldweaver?
Find the murderer! Make them pay!
Damn, I didn't think everyone would get all righteous up in arms about it so quickly.
the same as all of you initially.
Did you?
I wanted to stand here beside you, to condemn the sinners, to discuss retribution, and to see justice brought down upon them. But my perspective has changed.
We wrap it up, Phainon.
The golden threads that once bound this city have unraveled. Yet no one is celebrating their freedom from control. In the empty markets and bath chambers, one feeling lingers. Unease.
Oh, you could say that again.
Deep down, we all know the last safeguard against the harm we may do to each other is gone.
I mean, we still have the Goose's water curtain.
Power will protect us from the malice in our hearts. From now
well, I mean, I'm glad I wasn't doing that either.
Only the moral code we choose to uphold for ourselves will stand between us and the abyss.
Humans are the real monsters. George Romero said that once. In Call of Duty Zombies.
Phainon has a way with words.
Man, I said that like 5 minutes ago. Quiet and listen carefully. There's something special about a man of letters. A man of letters. For me up there, I could do it too.
Indeed.
The flame-chased journey is nearing its end. With only one Titan left for the Chrysos heirs to conquer. Aquila! Before I rise to the skies, I challenge you. Cast out the shadows and malice within your hearts. Let your spirit shine brighter than the sky itself. Let me bear witness. Even without the divine authority of romance, Akama will remain a sanctuary in these end times. A place for the kind people Aglaya dreamed of. The kind of people foretold in prophecy.
I'm waiting.
People.
A better people. I'm waiting for him to say something like lore droppy.
Better people.
Spirited citizen. Okay. I guess this is the note we're going out on.
Better people! Better people! Better people!
I appreciate your willingness to accept the challenge. You have reminded me that Aglaya left me perhaps the simplest duty in the world.
Like I said earlier, it was a journey of 1,000 miles, and she's already walked 999 of them for you.
To bear the burden of creation, I need only to give one thing. It's a gift she once gave me without hesitation, and now I share it with each of you.
Unshakable faith. Oh, sorry, fate. Faith, not fate. Oops.
There's still a long way to go before Amphorius is reborn.
No, not really, actually.
We will not forget the past as we move forward.
I think maybe like 6 hours, to be honest.
Will always benefit future generations.
That being said, I guess there's still like 3 more patches of story. We gotta do 3.4, 3.5, and 3.6. And then 3.7. And maybe 3.8.
Allow me this moment. I want to borrow a few
Oh no, not the
of
bells.
your time
Ask not for whom the bell
to
tolls.
commemorate a demigod who protected the holy city for a millennium. She was Akama's dressmaker, the
Dressmaster.
leader of the Chrysos heirs, the Gold Weaver.
Aglaya.
Aglaya. And her greatest feat was being a selfless person.
Everybody put on your taking off hats.
That singing sounds so familiar.
Ooh, this is new. Trianne! Oh god, it's Trianne that's saying this.
That's our song, and Snowy used to love it.
So you got Trianne. I think that's Anaxa over there. Got Castoris and Aglaya. The gang's all here!
Yes, Lady Trianne. For that child filled with anxiety. Your songs always dispelled the clouds in my heart. Even if for just a moment.
Snowy was so cute and kind when he was little. Now, you've grown so much. Maybe not as cute, but still just as kind.
How are we hearing Trianne right now? How is he hearing Trianne right now? Or is this a memory?
Time spares no one, so there's nothing we can do. But kindness, you helped nurture it in me.
Don't mention it. Your light is as bright as ever. Keep it up and stay strong. See you, Snowy.
Goodbye, Lady Trianne.
Oh, she's gone! Oh, she's gone!
I heard what you said. Are you suggesting the debate tactics I've taught you are nothing but sleight of hand?
No.
Not at all, Professor Anaxa. Honestly, without those techniques you taught me, the Flame Chase journey might not have survived.
Good thing your head's still clear. The Chrysos heir of Kefali. I had no idea you had it in you while I was drilling those formulas in your head in class.
Who could have thought, Professor? By the way, I've completely forgotten those formulas now.
Of course you have. Why would you remember it?
Some things never change. In our next lives, I'll teach you how to truly embrace your divine duties.
Whatever you say, man.
I'll be waiting. Goodbye, Professor Anaxa.
And another one's gone, and another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Oh, she doesn't even say anything.
Miss Castros? Aren't you going to say something?
Lord Phainon, you have always been so approachable.
Definitely that. I would say the same of you, Castoris. Except there's this weird field of miasma between you and me. Or at least, there was.
Ever since we first met, you've seen me as a friend. It was the first time I understood what everyday friendship was like. But that's dangerous.
No, it is not, Castoris. You have a very twisted sense of friendship.
Dangerous.
Laughing and chatting with you, I sometimes forget who I am. And for someone with my kind of power, that's a real hazard.
Oh no, don't worry. It's my job to make sure you don't touch me. No
I
touching!
hadn't thought of it that way. Sorry, I forgot to consider your perspective.
Please, no apologies. Despite everything, thinking back on the times we spent together makes me really happy.
I feel the same.
Goodbye, Phainon.
Oh, she says goodbye, not him.
Goodbye, Castoris.
I would guess he says it anyway. All around me are faces, not anymore. They ain't familiar.
Remember, Phainon, after completing the flame chase, leave the decision to initiate the miracle of Genesis to the Amphorians. The Chrysos heirs are the executors of the prophecy, yet they, the people, are the true masters of this world.
Wow, you really were as selfless as he said. Now, if only you were less schemy about it.
Rest assured, I always keep your teachings in mind. The difference between a presumptuous hero and a tyrant is a fine line.
True, but at least you know that there's a line.
Well said. You've got a good memory.
It's late.
Even though 3 sentences ago we just talked about how bad your memory was with Anaxa.
Anything else? Even in your imagination, I'm not one to show my vulnerable side.
I feel like this is one of those scenes I kind of didn't expect to see. I expected everybody except Phainon to die by the end of the Amphoria storyline. So a scene like this is a beautiful scene. I just expected we wouldn't get to see it till like 3.4 or 3.5. When I expected like Hyacinth and Cypher to be also dead by the time we got a scene like this. Or possibly even us.
No worries. I've long understood how difficult it is.
Oh, and Maide. I forgot about
completely.
Maide. I guess Maide's still alive. But he's immortal. He's cheating. Man literally too angry to die.
Thank you for bringing me here, Aglaya. You saved me.
Also good to know that there's birds in the afterlife.
Maybe what I wanted to save wasn't you, child.
Because remember, people, birds aren't real.
But this crumbling world.
The empathy's getting to me. I'm not gonna cry, though. Maybe not today.
Goodbye, Phainon.
Goodbye, Aglaya.
And then, there was one.
Did you forget me?
No, I didn't. I mentioned it already, actually.
Forget you. Like I'd ever.
You're not dead, though. I guess technically neither is Castorus. Man, I'm gonna have so many. So counting all the variations, just up to this moment. Let's go back. I have... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 CGs in the 3.5 hours we have played.
We aren't parting ways forever. You're just off to guard the gates at Castrum Kremnos. Let's not make this a tearful farewell.
You know just how to make a person uncomfortable. I have a feeling we'll meet again in this lifetime. Let's have another showdown then. Deliver.
This time it won't be who can stay in the bath the longest.
That's very confident of you. I've changed since then. Have you seen this sword? It's a masterpiece freshly forged by Cartonis.
A bold statement for a mere mortal who hasn't yet claimed the power of a titan.
Let's go grab Kephiles then.
See you around. Phainon of Ides Elysiae.
It's a date, Mighty Most.
It's a date. Was that actually in the script, or did you ad-lib that?
What a poignant yet splendid journey.
Oh, are we getting Cyrene Hugh?
And it's still not over yet, is it?
Yes, Cyrene.
I was right. In the
Oh.
end, you did become the deliverer in this story.
A lot has changed while you were away. I've met so many people and tried so many things. I've found new resolve. And I've let go of some attachments. I'm not the same person I used to be.
But to me, you've never changed at all, Phainon.
That is kind of romantic when you say it that way. Alright. Are we at a stopping point yet? Because we're about good old almost 45 minutes past where I said we would be stopping. Days later at Dawncloud. Oh, is he actually going to go take the core flame?
Oh. Dawncloud. This place holds so many different kinds of memories. I remember you could see the Goldweaver sign from here, all the way down the mountain. But my eyes aren't what they used to be 1,000 years ago.
Do I have this one? No, this one's new. I actually don't have this. We have one with her doing this exact pose, but the other one we have with her doing this pose is the one where the shoes are on the table. And one with the gem on the table. So now we have this pose with nothing on the table. Haha.
Cypher, you...
Seamstress. Tell me, does Akama have any treasures so rare that not even your... I mean, our shop has seen?
Of course it has. I heard there's a gem of all worlds hidden somewhere in Dawncloud. Apparently, it's a piece that fell out of the Dawn device.
Interesting. That's a nice little bit of lore.
It's truly a priceless treasure, being a part of Kefali's divine body. Even I, the Goldweaver, cannot witness its glamour.
Gem of all worlds. Nice! Got it! Well, please keep looking after the shop while I...
Let me guess, Cypherer. You're probably already plotting to sneak into Dawncloud to steal that gem, aren't you? And your next move is probably trying to sell it to the highest bidder, then distribute that money to the poor and the refugees in the Holy City?
Look, seamstress. Are you sure you aren't peeking into my head with your golden threads?
You might be skilled at covering up lies, but your compassion is all over your face, plain as day. Don't lie to yourself. Do you honestly think this is the right thing to do, Cypher?
She raised her practically like a daughter, it feels like.
What else am I supposed to do? That's the only thing I can do with my power. You keep talking about how I have the potential to become a good person. Or even what people call a hero.
It's a good thing I got nothing to do tomorrow.
But I don't know what I need to do to get there! I can't weave golden dresses like you! I can't sing as well as Miss Hyceelins! And I definitely don't know as much as Big Sis Treeby! The only things I'm good at are the underhanded street smarts that no one even respects.
Oh, I respect the shit out of street smarts. As a college-educated man, I think they are undervalued and underappreciated.
But I still want to be worthy of you.
You always were, Sifera.
I want to prove that you've made the right choice. Even thieves can dream. Right?
Everyone can dream. The Flame Reaver quote, "Return to the great dream."
I know, Cypher. I know.
That being said, if I showed this hand to somebody, I wonder if they could even tell that this is a Glaya. I only know it's a Glaya because we've been told it's a Glaya for like over 2 hours now.
You are justified in your anger. Destiny is never fair. And your path is doomed to be even worse than everyone else's. You are fated to walk in the dark and bear the world's misunderstanding in this journey. But you have to believe that everyone in this world is unique in their own way. I am convinced that you're the only one who can bear the authority of trickery, even if you have to contend with the legendary 300 master thieves of Dolos.
Are all the cat people thieves?
Glaya. I just want everyone to believe that the world is beautiful and that everyone is simple and kind.
If only I could get everyone to believe that.
Because then a lie that everyone believes becomes truth.
Would that lie become reality?
If enough people believed in it, even though it's a lie.
Lies will always be lies, Cyphera.
Ooh, interesting.
But sometimes they can be more noble than the truth.
Just remember that when you're talking to your mom and she asks you if does it look like she's lost weight.
Huh. Are you really planning to just stand there forever? Honestly, sneaking around doesn't suit you, Deliverer.
I never thought I could slip past your sharp ears, Miss Cypher. I just didn't think it'd be right to interrupt when you're obviously lost in thoughts.
Huh. Still as charming with your words as ever, boy. Your speech at the public baths wasn't half bad, I'll admit. It managed to touch my heart. Just a smidge.
Thank you. I had a feeling back then that you were in the audience. Intuition certainly is a thing of wonder.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and you didn't call me out on the spot. You waited all this time to tell me.
Well, I thought you'd need some time to yourself. After she passed away.
She was like a mother to you. Mentor to me, mother to you.
None of your business. Enough small talk. Tell me, what kind of trouble did you run into that you need me, the super old-timer, to step in?
We've only met a couple of times, but you've always gone straight to business. I respect that about you, old-timer, so I'll cut to the chase. You're probably aware that Aglaya has earned the support of the entire city for the Chrysos heirs. Everyone believes that she died at the hands of council members who were against the flame chase, and the citizens' fury has been dragging these schemers out of the shadows one by one. But they didn't get everybody. To this day, we still haven't found
Got away?
Altus, the leader of the cleaners.
I mean, that makes sense.
I see. You're afraid she'll do something wild now that she's pushed into a corner, aren't you?
She was scheming like this was like part of her own bigger, better scheme. I have no clue what Kindness's endgame could possibly be at this point. Because, like, she had to know that killing Aglaya is only gonna make her look bad.
Yes. I believe that Kefali's core flame, forever enshrined above the council theater, would be the opposition's final trump card against the Chrysos heirs.
Man, I really didn't expect us to get the battle for, like, the core flame of Kefali until, like, 3.4. I figured we wouldn't be doing anything with that until Phainon would be playable.
We're setting out to campaign against Aquila in a few days. With the Chrysos heirs gone, it'll be their best chance to strike.
You think those desperate dogs will try to snatch the core flame while you're gone? So, you want me to give them a nice long walk while you're away, right?
How about you just steal it first?
You sure saw right through me, Miss Cypher. I know exactly what you can do. Godlike speed, perfect disguises, untraceable movement, and that most enigmatic authority of trickery. I have only one request. Please, use whatever tricks you need to protect Kefali's core flame. Even if you have to deceive the rest of the Chrysos heirs as well.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. That's all you have to say about that?
Hey, Deliverer. Do you honestly think that there's no way I'll turn you down? Do you even have any plan Bs if I decide to nope out on this?
My plan B was to ask you to steal it instead.
As the demigod of trickery, there are no other trump cards in the world that can outrank you. I'm sure you know the answer to your own question, Miss Cypher.
So, hear me out. What if we use Mem and hide the core flame in the past? I don't think that the cleaners can do anything about that, or the council for that matter.
What confidence. You talk as if you have everything in the palm of your hand. Huh. So you did learn a thing or two from her. I'll give you that. Then let me tell you something you don't know. The Flame Reaver. They've been watching Akama closely.
We did know that, actually.
You mean...
Bet you didn't expect that, huh? I've been tracking them all this time. And this is my conclusion.
That cloth that you showed us at Styxian was actually real, wasn't it?
That lunatic may have lost their mind. But they're no fool. Why do you think they haven't made a move on Akama yet?
Aglaya has been alive.
Professor Anaxa once analyzed this. He thought it was probably because Kefali's core flame was protected by the Council of Elders' secret arts.
Ha! Sacred art's my foot! I could break those mechanisms with a flick of my finger. Allow me to let you in on the actual secret. They probably held off from attacking Akama because the Seamstress's defense network was way tougher than you thought. Now that she's gone, and you're heading out to the Eye of Twilight, with the city's defenses in shambles.
What a dangerous situation we find ourselves in.
That
Since
sucks.
you're the one who brought it up, I'm guessing you already have a solution in mind.
Just look how ridiculously calm you are right now. But you guessed it right. Consider this a 2-for-1 deal. I'll keep that lunatic entertained on top of protecting Kefali's core flame. You owe a big favor after this.
You have my deepest gratitude. That Flame Reaver's power is truly unfathomable. Please be careful.
Don't forget, Deliverer. There's a fundamental truth in this world. Cyphera will always get the last laugh. No need to worry about a demigod. I'll do my job. So you need to make sure you don't die before you pay me.
Damn, this is gonna eat us up. Okay, now we're cutting back to Hyacinth. You kinda have not been important this patch, since considering you're the cover girl. Meanwhile, at the Grove of Epiphany.
I'm back. I've been trying to stay away from here since the Black Tide destroyed the Grove. And through that, stay away from the memories that might make me sad.
Yeah, you did kind of seem a little bit not there when you were here with Don Hung in 3.2.
But the wind keeps pulling me back. Maybe that's the Twilight Courtyard's duty, after all. I know, little Ika. I know. I too miss the days when we all studied together. But we have an even more important mission this time round. Lord Phainon has already set the date to campaign against Aquila. Being a descendant of the Sky People, You're right. At least I can still afford to get lost in thought once in a while. Oh, ancestors. Please wait for just a bit longer. The time I spent in the Grove deserves some reminiscence.
Oh, we're actually here. Well, anyway, this is going to be the good stopping point that I said we were going to get to exactly 1 hour ago. So, thank you everybody for stopping by. This is going to take a ton of time to edit. Maybe I won't edit any of these. Maybe I won't Maybe it'll be 2 parts. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to be another 12-hour ordeal, but it's starting to feel like we're at least halfway through, possibly more. I don't know if we're halfway through, because everybody told me this is like 9 hours. And we're approaching the 4-hour mark. But that's all we have for tonight. All we have for tonight. If you want to know when I'm going to go live and what I'm going to be doing, the best way to stay informed and keep me in touch would be to join my Discord. The links are on my About page on Twitch, and in the description of every YouTube video that I've posted for the last several years. Some fun content to look forward to in the future. Shadowverse Worlds Beyond will be coming out in less than a month, so look forward to that. We will definitely be streaming some Genshin tomorrow. And if you're watching that on YouTube, maybe that'll come out before this. Who knows? Stay safe, everyone. See you all next time.